6:10.
Okay.
They can start.
Okay. Sumudhu sir, start now. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
we get the consent from the alumni, then we can start.
Okay. Okay, sir. Mudhu sir, let's try.
You want me to start? Yeah, okay. Sure.
Thank you. Sir.
Okay,
Thomas,
thank you.
now ready now?
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you. So good
Start,
evening,
sir.
everyone.
No, actually, there will be an MOC process, Mr. Kumar.
Yeah. Go with whatever the process is.
Yeah,
Since Bob,
yeah, sure.
please. Yeah. Hi,
Thank you.
Gopal.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you?
Please. Hi, good evening.
Good evening to all who are present here. I extend a warm welcome to the alumni, principals, heads of various departments, team members, parents, and students for the Alumni Talk on the title Entrepreneurship Skill, Employability Skill, the Story, and Skills, organized by K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology Alumni Association. Every moment is a new beginning. Now I heartily welcome Mr. Selva Kumar, Alumni President, K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology Alumni Association, to welcome the marvelous gathering.
Good evening to one and all. I am delighted to extend a warm welcome to all present here for Alumni Talk, organized by KSRCT Alumni Association. At this moment, I would like to express our deep gratitude to the late line Dr. K.S.Rangasamy MJF, the founder of KSR Education Institutions. We are honored to have our esteemed chairman, Sri R. Srinivasan sir, vice chairman, Mr. K.S. Sachin, for your unwavering support is inevitable to us. Dr. R. Gopalakrishnan, our beloved principal of K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology, your concern, support, encouragement have been instrumental. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, sir. I wholeheartedly welcome our today's resource persons, Mr. Kumarvel Muthusamy, proprietor, RM Architecture, Coimbatore, Mr. S. Joseph Charles, product area lead, ANZ Operations and Technology, Bangalore, Dr. Ramesh Venkatesan, CEO, ANZ Technologies Private Limited, Bangalore, and Mr. Muthukumar, Vice President, Data and Analytics Practice Leader, Cognizant, Coimbatore, for readily accepted our invitation and making your presence as this occasion. I welcome you all. I heartily welcome to the Alumni Secretary, Dr. Babu. Welcome you, sir. A warm welcome to all heads, deans and directors, student coordinators, faculty members, MOC team, parents, and all the students who have joined us today. Your presence makes this event even more meaningful. Remember, efforts and courage are not enough without purpose and direction. Once again, a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you who have joined us in this webinar. Thanking you.
Yes, sir. Some people dream of success, while some other people get up every morning and make this happen. Now, I graciously invite such a dynamic personality, Dr. R. Gopalakrishnan, Principal, K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology, to address the gathering.
So thank you, MOC, with the blessings of our founder, Lion Dr. K.S.Rangasamy, respected and a good friend of mine, Mr. Selva Kumar, the president of K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology Alumni Association, Dr. P. Babu, the secretary, vice principal, deans, directors, heads of various departments, faculty members, and today's four important persons start from Mr. Muthukumar VP. He's from Cognizant, and Mr. Ramesh Venkatesan, CEO from Bangalore, and Mr. Kumaravel Muthuswamy from RM Architecture, and Mr. Joseph Charles, he's from ANS Operations and Technology, Bangalore. So, and my dear students, very good evening, all of you. And it gives an immense pleasure be here in this alumni talk. In fact, we have arranged a lot of events with the support of alumni. My sincere thanks to the president and the vice president and the secretary and entire alumni crew for your continuous support In fact, recently, batch we have organized two events. One at Bangalore. I have to thank Ramesh sir was there, and he came and he provided all the support right from the previous day till the end of the meeting get over. So he was instrumental in making it happen, and moreover, Mr. Selokumar for the continuous efforts, whether it is 98 batch or 99 batch or 2000 batch, whichever batch. So he is very keen in making it happen. Now we are also working to have a reunion at USA because USA chapter also live. And during October 13 and 14, there will be an event at Dallas. So that's the plan as of now. So we are expecting more number of alumni who are currently working at different industries or pursuing PG or pursuing PhD at USA, very specifically near to Dallas, are requested to join for that. This program we have organized for creating some kind of an awareness and input to the current students, because we have a specific program called One Alumni, One Mentor. So through which a lot of students getting benefited. So it's to give a kind of an eye-opening to the current students. It also will give a great exposure, because when you listen from the great people and who already got a lot of experience working in different industry, working as an entrepreneur and working in academic, it's all give a great insights about what actually required for the future career aspect. So that's the reason we always have different schemes and different support systems. One such support system is One Alumni, One Mentor. So today we are going to listen from four different people on four different different aspects. One aspect is we talk about the alumni will talk about what is needed for the employability, because earlier we talk about skills. Now there are a number of skills. One is employability skills, and another one is now more than employability. Now people are talking about deployable. So because that's what we have a scheme called the train, hire, deploy model. So if you have very good employable skills and deployable skills, so easy to get into the organizations. And the corporate, because campus to corporate is another skill which is highly needed, because it's not like no longer you will be considered as a student. But now, even when you are studying in third year or when you enter into the final year, we have a great, you have a great opportunity to work with the industries as an intern, first of all. Then later you will be converted as an employee of the organization. There we call it as C2C, campus to corporate. So that is also going to be addressed by Mr. Muthukumar, VP. So I happy to welcome Mr. Muthukumar, VP, for introduction through virtual mode, and going to give insights about it. And Mr. Joseph will be talking about employability skills. What are the skills needed for the current engineers, because we also strongly always insist we wanted to produce, rather than engineering graduates, we wanted to produce engineers. That's our main objective. So he will be talking about employability skills. And next one, it is always happy to listen about somebody's story, because we have a person, Mr. Dr. Ramesh V. He's after completing his engineering, he has a different career. Now he's having his own organization. He will talk about his own story. That's what we call it as a success story, because if you listen to success story, probably it is not only about the rosy picture. You will also come to know about how he has come across the different struggles. That's what the young generation should understand, so that it would be a great experience for you, and you will be able to overcome easily. So we have the great friend, Mr. Dr. Ramesh, with us to talk about success story. And another important thing, because any student who come into the college institute, once you join, there are three things important. Obviously, the parents, the day one when they admit the students in the campus, they will ask whether enga payanukku vela kedaikuma. So that's what the important thing which is needed for a family or for the parent. So one is your placement. Another one is your higher education. After your engineering, you have to go for PG. It may be MTech after writing your GATE, or you go for MS after writing GRE or TOEFL or IELTS. So that's one aspect. The third aspect. So rather than being an employee, let me be an employer. So we have two people. One already mentioned about Dr. Ramesh. He is an employer and he is an entrepreneur by nature. And one more person, Mr. Kumaravil, he is going to talk about what are the skills needed for an entrepreneur. So four different combinations. So probably the day would be a lot of takeaways. In this regard, an entrepreneurship perspective, for all your information, our students, in fact, our campus, we have a very good ecosystem for an entrepreneurship. So we have a technology business incubator. There are two incubators. One is MSME business incubator. It is an 1.5 crores worth business incubator. And the another one is Atal Community Innovation Center. This is another business incubator where any student can walk in and get a lot of support for all your information. So for even recently at Coimbatore, we along with the startup Tamil Nadu, we we had a stalls, totally 9 stalls. One is pavilion about our K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology, 8 different stalls which are from our students, and they are having their own startup. That's a one important thing that I wanted to record here. And we also got a lot of business proposals and a lot of orders. In fact, we got a lot of job orders after the because yesterday we had a review meeting. So in that meeting, we got a lot of inputs from the people who are having their stars. So that's another important thing which I want to tell. Before closing it, I also wanted to tell last 2 years, MSME conducted hackathons. It is all about submitting ideas. And those ideas will be selected and will be also funded by MSME. MSME Hackathon 1.0, 2 ideas got selected with a total worth of 23 lakhs. And MSME 2.0, 46 ideas got selected, total worth of 72.3 lakhs. So now MSME 3.0, it is happening, and already we got 290 plus ideas. It is only for the female, and the scrutiny process is going on yesterday, today, and tomorrow until Tuesday. 5 days, because we have to scrutiny. We have to upload only the top notch and best presentation ideas will be uploaded. So we have a good ecosystem for not only for the placement and the training process. We have also good ecosystem for the entrepreneurship. With this, I once again thank the entire alumni crew for your continuous support, because any institution will be known based on the brand ambassadors. You are acting as the brand ambassador. Thank you for your wonderful support, and please do continue the support for your brothers and sisters, because they need a hand holding, because being students of institution where it is located in rural, you can make kind of a difference. We can give a good exposure. That's what our management and the entire faculty team of K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology is working. So I once again request all of you to extend your the fullest support to the juniors of yourself. Thank you and have a great evening. Thank you.
For a enlightening word, sir. Optimism is a faith that leads to achievement. Now, I graciously invite Mr. Rajan, earlier Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, to introduce our today's guest, Mr. Muthukumar VP, to the audience.
Good evening to another present here. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue the cause. It's a great honor for me to introduce and welcome our eminent person in this auspicious occasion. On behalf of all gathered here, I bid a cordial welcome to our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Muthukumar VP, Data and Analytics Practice Leader, Cognizant, Coimbatore. He boasts a wealth of experience as a practice manager and a consultant in the information technology and services industry, spanning over 23 years. Holding a bachelor's degree in computer science, he has successfully transformed digital and data programs for large enterprises, leveraging cutting-edge technologies. His expertise extends to suggesting novel products, pinpointing process automation prospects, and enhancing processes and services. Notably, he excels in guiding the data and analytics team, fostering solution-driven delivery management through adapt facilitation, coaching, conflict resolution, and mediation, thereby elevating the team to a high performance level. We are privileged to have such an eminent and prominent person here amongst us. Sir, we are really thankful to you for making your presence today, despite your busy schedule. The title of talk is Corporate Skills. The floor is all yours, sir.
Mr. Muthu, yeah, you have to enable the microphone. The microphone is not on.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Yeah,
Good
that's
evening.
great. Thank you. Good evening.
Hello,
Good evening,
everyone.
Mr. Muthukumar. Yeah,
Thank
good
you,
evening.
guys. Yeah. So I'm really privileged to be the first speaker here, and I thank all the members, the families, students, and friends who have joined over this call. And I thank Gopalakrishnan, Selva Kumar, Babu, and all other fellow speakers. Really privileged to be in this meeting. So I'll give my experience about the corporate, then I'll talk about the corporate skills. Okay. Uh, are you all able to see my screen? Is it okay? I hope everyone is able to see the screen, right? Yeah.
Yes, we can see that. Yes, sir.
Okay. Our principal Gopal Krishnan set the context very well, right? There are the everything is evolving these days, right? Every new things is keep on coming. Okay. But when you move out from the college campus to corporate, that's something a new world which you have not seen before, right? So what is corporate? Corporate is nothing but runs with a standards and certain guidelines, right? That's a single line definition of corporate from my perspective, right? So when you move out of these days, the corporate methodology is adopted by all the industries, be it if you go to the hospitals, if you go to any hotel industries, if you go to retail industries. Okay, not only in those industries, even in sports and in politics also, they adopt this methodology of the corporate and tries to run that, right? So finally, everyone want to see the success, and I also give the success skills that you need to adapt. So what is the corporate skills? Okay, sometimes we call it as a soft skills, right? Soft skills is nothing but it's your interpersonal skills, right? What kind of interpersonal skills that you have that defines the character of a person, and how he conduct his relationship and socialize with other people. So that's called as a soft skills, right? We used to say that hard skills is something will get you into an interview, but the soft skill is the one that will get you into the job and grow in your career. Okay, so in order to grow in your career, corporate skills are very, very important, right? Which we call it as a soft skills. So the moment I introduce the soft skills, then the question becomes, what are the hard skills means, and what is the difference between hard skills and soft skills? Hard skill is something which is a teachable, right? What you learn in your school, what you learn in the college, what you learn through a certification course, right? That's a measurable. You will measure it by either degree certificate or some kind of certificate that you get out of that hard skills, right? And example is that when you do any experiments in the lab or something which you keep coaching on that, right? The hard skill come as part of the package. But soft skill is something it's come with you learn the soft skills, right? No one is going to any certified coach or anything is going to given to succeed in the corporate world. Soft skill is something that you will get along with the people, how good you have with your communication skill, how good you are as a listener, and how you are engaging in any talk with other community, right? That's the soft skills. But however, both hard skills and soft skills are equally important to prepare for your career and to succeed in the corporate world. Both the skills are very much needed. So what is called as a success formula for getting into the corporate world? There are many success formula, right? But I have listed down like the communication skills, time management, problem solving abilities, leadership and team player, how flexible and adaptable you are, and how you show your confidence and your attitude, and networking skills. These are the typical corporate skills that people will look forward when you join in, when you get into the corporate world. So let's go into the detail. Of course, this 10 minutes, 15 minutes is not enough, but I'll try my best to give you a nutshell of what each skills is needed, is essential for you. Communication, it's nothing new. I think more than every ages, it's the communication is there. I think you all would have studied in engineering that the sender sends the message and receiver receives the message, and you need to make sure that the message is clearly received by the receiver, right? But in corporate world, the communication skills is different, right? You need to have a very good communicator. You need to be a very good communicator. The effective communication is the cornerstone of successful corporate interactions, right? Verbal communication is very important. You need to have very clear language with a proper tone, and you need to convey your message very clearly. Sometimes people might have very good technical knowledge, but they may fail to articulate it in the wider group, wider audience, and which you have noticed in the corporate world, right? Which is we understand that when people steps out from the college, but that's why these days all the colleges are training on the soft skills aspect also. Okay, but when you have a very clear communication skills, which will take you more height in your career. Okay, and the verbal communication is very important, and so as the non-verbal communication. The non-verbal communication is what kind of body language you are having, what is your facial expressions when you're interacting with other persons, what kind of gestures you play. Okay, that's very important when you go into the corporate world. Yeah, someone is speaking in the background. Yeah, that's okay. Hope the admin can mute that person. The next important component of communication skill is being a very good listener, right? Being a very good listener is very key attribute of you getting into a corporate world, right? When sometimes when the clients or other parties give the requirements to you, how good you are listening to that. When you are able to listen it very well, you will be able to receive it and able to understand and clearly communicate it back to that person, right? So active listening is very much important. So communication breakdowns can lead to misunderstanding, conflict, and it will reduce your efficiency, right? So you may have a very good technical skills, but if you're not able to articulate, that would reduce your efficiency of how you operate in the corporate world. So communication skills is a key to success. The next important aspect is time management. Okay, while there can be poor in this world, there can be rich people in the world, but one thing that can any person in the world that will have a common is the time. Everyone in the world is having 24 hours, right? That cannot be changed. If you are rich, that doesn't mean that you can get more time. No, that's not true, right? Even if you sleep for 10 to 12 hours, the remaining 14 hours or 15 hours is better. How you manage the time better, right? So time management ensures tasks are completed efficiently and leading to higher productivity, right? You need to be a very good you need to manage your task very well. And how do you manage the task? You need to prioritize them, right? All of us will have so many things to do, okay? But you need to do a prioritization of that, which is important to do it now, which is important to do it after 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. In corporate, we'll call it as a 30 days, 60 days, 90 days plan, right? That's what we will do. But as a college student, you need to plan to do, what is important to do it for me today, and then prepare accordingly, right? And some tools that you can adopt is, you can write it down, list it down in your notebook, or even in your mobile notes also, what are the tasks that you need to do for now, next month, next year, something like that. So we use Outlook calendars and to-do list in order to manage the time better. Okay, but successful time management contributes to meeting deadlines and achieving goals, right? Let me bring the example of Chandrayaan-3, right? I think we did a very major achievement of landing Chandrayaan-3 in Moon, right? But if you see that there are 8 stages, they planned it very well. So that's called the time management, right? They scheduled stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 8 is activity to land, is soft landing on the moon, right? So you need to ask yourself, how do I going to prioritize that? How do I going to act on my task very quickly, effectively? Okay, so that's an important aspect of time, right? So Mother Teresa once said, yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not yet come, we have only today, so let's begin. Okay, so you need to today let's plan what are the things you want to do, come up with the 30 days plan, 60 days plan, 90 days plans. Or if it's for your career movement, 1 year plan, 2 year plan, 3 year plan. When I move out of the college, what I want to do, how do I plan? So that's something you can start planning it from now itself. The third thing is the problem solving abilities, right? Along with work ethics, right? All of us are going to face a lot of problem in our life, right? The corporate world is not going to be easy. I would sometimes say that, college time is the best time to be in, right? The moment you step into the college, step out of the college, there are a lot of things to do. Family commitments, office commitments, personal commitments, everything you need to do, right? But, how do you understand the scope? How do you, plan and identify what are the things you need to do, right? In order to solve the task or solve the problem, right? So problem solving skills is essential for overcoming any challenges, and finding innovative solution is key for your success, right? Again, the Chandrayaan 3 example, right? In Chandrayaan 2, we failed in the soft landing, right? But the scientists, gathered together. They gathered all the information. They analyze the root cause of it and understand the context of, why our soft landing failed. And now they have successfully landed it, right? And if you know that, they collected the sand from our own near to Tachangodu, Namaka, right? They collected the sand from there, and they were able to simulate that particular situation where the moon landing can, the Chandrayaan 3, the rover can land very safely, right? So it's all about, problem solving abilities, for that, you need to be very good in communication. We need to have a very good time management. You need to prioritize the things in a better way. And, then you understand the problem, you come up with your different options, different solutions. And then at that point of the time, what is best for you, you adapt that, right? So implementing the solution, monitor it. You may fail it, right? You may fail in the first attempt, second attempt, right? But keep monitoring it, right? When you keep monitoring the items, you will be able to understand, whether we are going the right track or any adjustment is needed, right? So think about, what kind of problem solving abilities I have, and then, you work upon that. Leadership, okay? Leadership quality is very, very important in the corporate world, right? The moment you step out of the college, you're not going to land in the leadership role from the day one. It will take time, right? But people will start looking forward your leadership skill from the moment you join any team, right? You may think that, I'm a junior staff, or I may be a junior engineer, or I may be, something new to this environment. But, the colleges are teaching you the leadership skills. I think our principal talked about hackathon, ideathon, and all those things, right? Or conducting any events within the college, right? Those are the areas where you can demonstrate your leadership skills, right? Leadership involves guiding a team towards a common goal, and you motivate that person to do it, right? And the good leaders possess qualities like integrity. You operate with your integrity, and be empathy, right? You need to be empathy with your team members, and effective communication, and a very good decision making, right? I'll give you an example. Not everyone is born as a leaders, right? You take Mahatma Gandhi or Tata, or for that matter, our ex-cricket captain, Dhoni, MS Dhoni, is known for his leadership skills, right? He knows what the team he has, and he knows the strength and weakness, and he goes with the, his leadership skills of, what best he can do at that given point of the time with the given resources, right? So that's all about the leadership. Leadership skills is all about you learn by process, you learn with experience, and the leadership and teamwork will often lead to enhanced creativity and problem solving, right? So you'll be able to solve the problem if you keep enhance your leadership skills. A leader is the one who knows the way and goes the way and shows the way to the other people, right? So try to adopt the leadership quality, whatever the opportunity you get, any team event, any birthday event, even a family event, try to understand, how you can see the event management. It's a big business in these days, right? In the corporate, the event management itself is a big business, and that definitely requires your leadership qualities. There are a lot of leadership styles, but we'll talk about next time. If I get an opportunity to talk about it, I'll talk about the different leadership styles in the next session. So team player, being a good team player is very, very important. The teamwork thrives when members collaborate, communicate, openly value each other's contributions. And again, I'll bring the example of Chandrayaan 3. The moment the success meeting happened, if you see the chairman, Somnath, he gathered all his important directors on the stage, right? And he has thanked their contributions and their sacrifices. And again, those directors, the Muthu Veeravel, our the Chandrayaan 3 mission director, he talked about, the team members who helped him, who adapted to the situation, who have handled the difficult task at difficult situations, right? So it's very, very important in the corporate world. Like sports like football is a team game. Just one single individual contributor cannot get the success. You may be very good technically, you may be a very good individual contributor, right? But in the corporate world, it's always a teamwork will win more business. Teamwork is valued more than an individual contributor. Okay, so you need to understand, how you can work in a team and plan it accordingly. Flexibility and adaptability, which is very, very important in the corporate world, right? If you see in the recent times, especially in the corona times, people adapted different working model, different working style, and everything. Okay, and you need to be flexible in the corporate world. You need to be flexible, right? And it's something that you need to unlearn the things that unlearn new things. That's called a flexibility, right? These days, I think our other set of speakers will touch about the technology, how it's adapting and everything. But these days, artificial intelligence, IoT, everything is running the world, right? So you need to adapt to the new technologies, adapt to the new situations, adapt to the new environment, working environment very quickly, right? And embrace the change. Change is going to happen. Change is the only constant thing that is going to happen, right? You cannot expect that, if I would have got a chance like this before, I would have done better. No, you need to change, adapt to the situations, new situations, and consider alternatives. If you fail on certain things, you need to think about alternatives. What are the other alternative approaches I have? Be creative, right? That's the important skills that you need to adapt. So the moment you are very flexible and adaptable, you will grow personally and professionally as well. Confidence and attitude. Being very confident is very important in the team environment, in the corporate world, right? Self-confidence is a feeling or belief that you have in your abilities. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe your abilities. You are the best person to judge what you know and what you do not know. Okay, work on your strengths. The weakness can be, overcome with your strengths, right? And attitude is something is given more weightage in the corporate world. Given a choice, if I want a person with a good technical skills or a person with a good confidence, communication skills and attitude, I will select a person with a good communication and with good confidence and attitude. The reason being is that technical skills is something, I can make the person to learn. I can teach that person. But attitude is something, you cannot teach. That is, something a person comes with himself, right? So himself or herself, right? So you need to have a very good attitude. How optimistically you are operating on a given corporate environment is very, very important. Self-confidence is the best outfit that you can wear on any given day, right? Last but not least, networking skills. This is highly important in the corporate world, right? Networking builds professional relationship that can lead to career opportunities. And our alumni group is one of the important networking skills that, channel or medium that we are having. Okay. When Babu called me for this session, I accepted it. So it's all happening through networks, right? So, the highlight success stories of individuals who expand their career through networking. Okay. So when you work with your networking, you will be able to see a lot of opportunities. You will be able to reach your career goals very quicker, right? And effective networking can lead to partnership, mentorship, and business growth, right? So networking skills are very important in the corporate world. So if LinkedIn is the best example, right? Like people may ready to spend a lot of time on Facebook, but they are not ready to spend time on the LinkedIn's, right? So LinkedIn is where you can communicate yourself, right? You can write a small article about anything, about new technologies, about ChatGPT, about IoT, or about soft skills, right? In that way, you are networking with other people. You are getting known to other people, right? So networking is very important skills, and I will request all of you to create a LinkedIn page right away if you don't have it. Okay, and that's the one of the I can see a lot of things. Recently I saw that our principal posted a lot of photos, his experience in the Coimbatore entrepreneurs workshop that he has attended, right? So LinkedIn is an important medium where you network with your fellow people. Okay. Last but not least, SWOT analysis. Okay, I hope if you are a cricket fan, you would have seen in the channels, right? You need to know your strength, you need to know your weakness, and what are the opportunities you have in front of you, and what is the threat that that you need to overcome. Okay, so with this, I'm going to end my session. So please work on your SWOT analysis, and if you are able to adopt any of the skills, soft skills is very important. You need to adopt in your corporate career. Okay, so yeah, with this I stop my presentation. Thank you everyone for listening to me, I know it's a very short presentation. If you need any of a detailed description about everything with a lot of examples, we will cover that in some other day. Okay. Thanks everyone. Thanks for giving this opportunity to me. Over to you, Kritika.
Thank you, sir. We post your queries on the chat box. All of your questions were addressed to the session's conclusion. Now, I cordially invite Ms. Divya Dakshini, third year, Department of Electronics and Communications Engineering, to introduce today's chief guest, Sir Ramesh Venkatesan, to the audience.
Good evening to one and all present here. Great men imprint their footprints in their journey to greatness. It's a great honor for me to introduce and welcome our eminent chief guest in the auspicious occasion. On behalf of everyone, I extend a warm greeting to our distinguished chief guest, Dr. Ramesh Venkatesan, CEO of K.S.Rangasamy Private Limited, Bengaluru. He had finished his undergraduate in the mechanical department at K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology. Furthermore, he was the college topper in engineering drawing and mission drawing subjects. He had also held a Doctorate of Excellence in Management at Young Scientist University, California, USA. He serves as one of the board members of the studies for the Mechanical Engineering Department. From 2001 until 2008, he held the position of a technical manager at
When we say a story, definitely we'll have some starting, some progress, and then the end. Correctingla. I hope, is there anyone who cannot understand Tamil here? Hopefully not. So, ஒரு ஸ்டோரி மாதிரி சொல்லுவோமே, அதாவது the சொந்த கதை மாதிரி. I hope it is not a soga கதை, but it's really interesting. I personally enjoy my journey from there to here. I'm sure it'll be interesting to you as well, right? This is a subtitle, sub milestone I want to cover in the next 15 minutes or so, right? So to start with, who am I? Kada solra alukku na periyala, I do not know, right? Let me give a brief, introduction where I believe the sharing has some challenge. I need to stop and reshare. Okay, so let me get there. So I'm an ordinary person, and I do have very, very little learning all these years. But then I try to implement whatever I know. நம்ம திருவள்ளுவர் சொன்ன மாதிரி கற்க கசடற கற்றவாய் கற்றபின் இருக்காத கத்துக்க. ஸோ என்ன கத்துக்கணும் 10 விஷயம் கத்துக்க பதில் 4 விஷயம் கத்துக்கிட்டு அதை இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணா பெட்டர் ஆகும்னு நான் நினைக்கிறேன். That's how my way of coming here. And the second important activity what I do in my life is that I just grab whatever comes on my way. I grab without any hesitation and without giving up. A lot of difficulties will come, still I grab it, because whatever I am right now, it is not planned at all. I have no planning. I'm not saying it should be the right way, but it happened to me like that. நான் B+2 படிக்கும்போது எனக்கு B என்னன்னு தெரியாது. B படிக்கும்போது ME படிக்க போறன்றது 0 வியூ இருந்துச்சு. ஸோ Whatever comes on my way, I just grab it. So who am I? Where did I come all this way? Right now I'm in, CEO of 3 different companies. One of them is definitely Kaizen, which has been my bread and butter. And we do have other 2 companies like Luxi and bestcat.com. And I'm also got into organic, that's natural farming, one of the largest area in my native place, and I believe it is the largest organic farming in my district. And right now I pay a salary for 50 IT employees, and along with that, I pay medical insurance, take care of their families, up to 250 employees, 250 lives. I'm very happy about it. I'm proud of that. There are people with 3 to 4 experience, they ask like 10 to 15 lakh salary. So, 50 employee, IT employee, katti kapati poradhukulla, you do face a lot of difficulties, but I'm able to do that. I'm very happy about it. And many people, the moment you say entrepreneur, and people say, படிச்சவெல்லாம் அப்படி ஆகிறது இல்ல, படிக்காததான் அப்படி ஆகிறான்னு சொல்லிட்டு. Not really. If you look at academic perspective, I almost third across the school in 10th and plus 2, even B for mechanical third rank at college level mechanical. And then masters, I got reasonably better mark in 8.8 CGPA. I got a foundation medal out there. So that's a little bit about my graduation. And when I was born, my birth is from Mr. Venkatesan and Neelavati, and the society called them illiterate, but I call them literate because my father never allowed me to go to any tuition. என் கூட படிச்சவங்க எல்லாருமே வந்து typewriting class போவாங்க. My father never allowed me to get into that. But one fine day I asked to send me to Hindi class, and he just allowed. I don't know why and how. He could, my Hindi now is really helping me a big time compared to my typewriting. I'm sure you know, right? Typewriting is not essential to today's world, but Hindi is doing a lot of, addition to my world when I travel across the country. So our படிச்சாரன்னு தெரியல, maybe I would still feel he's a ஞானி, என்ன தேவையில்லைன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அப்பவே தெரிஞ்சிருக்க அவருக்கு. And then Neelavati, my great mom, and she still I believe she's much better than me in many things. இப்போ என்னோட ஃபார்மிங்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா, போன மாசம் 40 மூட்டை நெல் அறுத்தாங்கப்பா அப்படி சொல்லுவாங்க. I don't remember how much they did, but still remembers. She's much better in those many things, and especially management perspective. So they are literate parents, and I come from a poor family that taught me value of money, and really hardworking, that taught me value of time. For example, before I go to school, கொஞ்சம் அப்பாவுக்கு கூட ஹெல்ப் பண்ணணும். அப்போ நம்ம நினைப்போம், இந்த வேலையில நான் நல்லா படிச்சிருப்பேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. ஒரு half an hour கிடைச்சா எக்ஸ்ட்ரா படிக்க கிடைக்காதான்னு சொல்லிட்டு. ஸோ கிடைக்கிற every 30 minutes 10 minutes also we valued big time. கொஞ்சம் படிக்கிறது ஹெல்ப் ஆகும்னு சொல்லிட்டு. அவ்வளோ டைம் கிடைக்காததால. So I really think because I had to work along with my dad, I got value of time. And I had, I still have, I have 4 siblings, and, with that, I learned to value relationship. And my sisters, Pushpa and Nalini, they really taught me what's love. They took care of me period time during my school days. And discipline enforced. Yeah, my dad is really strict, right? There are a lot of examples to show where he was strict. But then that's really helping me today to survive a lot of difficult times. When I come across various situations across the globe, it's not so easy. Survive those difficult times. Next to you in the apartment building. However, in the village, பாத்தீங்கன்னா 5 kilometers சுத்தலாம், எங்க வேணா சுத்தலாம். For example, when I was like 6th or 7th grade, I have exposure like 5-kilometer circle. I can go anywhere I want. I don't think it's happening in city nowadays, right? So these are the great things I got from my village where I was born, right? That's how my origin. And then let me go to schooling, and I had to earn from my 3rd standard onwards, right? I used to sell some drumstick with the help of my mom, and she used to build and give, and I earned some money through that. And 7th grade onwards, I used to earn like 150 every summer holidays. So that brought me a earning culture and capability perspective. Yes, I can earn, And then, when I moved from 5th to 6th grade, I moved to a small town, which is near to my village. Till 6th grade, I was class topper. ஆறாவது அந்த ஸ்கூல் போன உடனே I got a fail mark. I was surprised, right? Hey, what am I doing? I used to be a topper in my class, and suddenly I got a fail mark in my 6th grade. Then I realized, சுத்தி இருக்கிற 64 கிராமத்துல இருந்து டாப்பர்ஸ் எல்லாம் அந்த ஸ்கூல் வருவாங்க. Then I realized, I have to upgrade myself. So within half-yearly exam, I upgraded myself and adapted to the new situation. I still went out to the top 3 rank. So we have to adopt. And real strict teachers. நான் காலையில அப்பாவுக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணிட்டு ஸ்கூலுக்கு போகிறதுக்குள்ளார லேட் ஆயிரும். நடந்த 1.5 kilometers I have to go by walk, and still I have to get beaten by teachers. Late work பண்ணிட்டு வந்தா கூட அடிதான் விடும் ஸ்கூலுக்கு. It doesn't matter, because where you come from. However, that helped me to keep timeline. Today, I have close to 340 customers. I've dealt with close to 2,000 companies in the country and across the globe. Everyone wants timeline. நீ வீட்டுல வேலைக்குன்னா போ இல்ல பக்கத்து ஊருக்குன்னா போ, it doesn't matter, right? Timeline is more important. That lessons really helping me from my school days as well. And I didn't get many things during my school days. No cycle, no chapel, no pant, whatever. But then அதுதான் வந்து எனக்கு gave me fire to drive up to my ladder to get here. Unless there's a no need, right? As you all know, right? Need is the mother of innovation, right? So அந்த need தான் வந்து என்னை கொண்டாந்துச்சுன்னு நான் நினைக்கிறேன், which is a great thing which my parents helped me with the situation as well. And then the last, the happy mind. அப்போ ஒரு ட்ரெஸ் கிடைச்சாலும் ஒரு எது கிடைச்சாலும் ஒரு ஹாப்பி கிடைக்கும். Nowadays we have everything. And the happiness question கம்மியான மாதிரி தெரியுது. But I was fortunate enough to get that happy mind during my school days. Yeah, so after schooling, it's all common, like everyone. I got third standard and 3rd rank in my school. But I want to do something different. Everyone went to different line, and I want to do little different. I try to avoid videos in this PowerPoint because, all this while everyone YouTube videos la nariya flood ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு. I know it's really tough. Too much of time of video. I wanted to see how do I keep it lively without videos. I still have to pull out one of the slides with images. Let me see here. I do not know how many of you seen this after this Chandrayaan landing, right? I'm sure most of you come across thousands of messages. Congratulations, that is thousands of messages. But very few have been forwarded to others who have done little different, little hurting others. This is one of the things which I liked in Pakistan flag, moon Indian flag which Mari. And then the other funny stuff which I hope everyone can read Tamil. Let me explain. Our Nitin Gadkari is saying that, hey, I'm going to have a toll gate in south part of moon. So it's a really relevant how they're connecting some XYZ content with the viral topic today. And this one is on business perspective. Some business guy says, hey, Chandrayaan can take you to moon, but I can take you to these countries, kind of, entire planet. So they are relating to the business as well. This is personally I liked it. And then the last, we all know auto driver has 1.5 times of any travel we demand. So someone is asking this in Canada. I'm not sure how many of you understand. So someone asking, can you drop me to moon? And auto car on the 500 crore couldn't keep her. Then the other person passenger saying, hey, ISR 350 crore தான் எடுத்தாங்க, அப்ப நீ ஏன் 500 crore கேட்கறேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு நான் அங்கிருந்து திரும்ப காலியா வரணும், அதனால 1.5 times கூட கேட்பாங்க. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி ரியல் லைஃப்ல இருக்கிறது கனெக்ட் பண்ணிடும் போது கொஞ்சம் டிஃப்ரெண்டா தெரியும். அந்த 1000 மெசேஜ்ல ஒரு 5-6 தான் caught my attention. So only this few. So be it business or joke or criticism, whatever it is, you have to be unique and timely presence is more important. So with this, let me move to my bachelor degree. Very few got into from my village this level. I wanted to be definitely different than anyone else. So எங்க அப்பா வந்து டிப்ளமோ போட்டு விட்டாரு. Is Central Polytechnic, and which is only like 150 rupees of fees. It was very comfortable. But I got job in Osur Adimat College. Sorry, B கிடைச்சிச்சு first எனக்கு. And then Appa could not support, and then he put me in diploma. On the 1 year, I worked here and there. I earned some money. Again, I joined. I applied for a bachelor degree, and I got in KSR. So I definitely want to be persistent to get BE. Inspired, my dad could not support to me to create a level. It was only 6,500 rupees those days. So அது கூட முடியாதப்போ it was risk. I know, support பண்ண ஆள் இல்ல இருந்தாலும் risk எடுத்து நான் join பண்ணேன். So being persistent and taking risk is one of my unique things what I do normally. And I stayed in a pump shed in front of college KSR. When we came for 25th Jubilee recently, I went and saw that still there, and I'm so happy to have dig those memories. And when I come and stay there, right, I could not afford to stay in a college hostel, but this helped me to cook for myself and wash my clothes myself and clean the vessels and house and manage money what is given, and that money is only 500 rupees per month. My dad, that's what he is able to afford per month. But fortunately, my brother, Mr. Mohan, who's currently sub-inspector in Avadi area, Chennai, he respected my challenge and he gave me 1,000 rupees the next 3 years. And then that's when I see the value of brother. Till then, we don't really appreciate the brothers. But my eldest brother really, really played a bigger role for me to continue my bachelor degree. And then during my BE, and it's one of the important things, I liked the engineering topic, engineering drawing and machine drawing, whatever drawing area. I was topper in college at the time. And I definitely have to thank these gentlemen and our principal, Durisamy sir. Actually, I join I was, 6,500 was a fee and I was short of 500 rupees. Help join So that's a great thing. He gave me entry in KSR, and then this college and this degree told me, where is my future? Since my engineering, drawing, and design is like kind of, I liked it and I got interest too much into it. I've been getting into design and I excel in design area. Okay, and I have to thank Sivashankar sir. Unfortunately, he's no more with us. And Alumni sir, Milesamy sir, Krishnamurthy sir, and they all like contributed. I definitely have to thank them. Whatever I am today, it's all built by those gentlemen with the bricks here and there. And they helped me to find my way where I'm going to be. That's engineering, drawing, and design. Today, I'm excelling in that area. And I did my, the project of engineering. It was like ME project. Everyone was worried, hey, why do you take that risk? But I still wanted to take the ME level project. Up away, I got into FEM and CAE. I wanted to, aim high and support from my friends. We call him Mailu Saravanan and that Kadala Shiva. Okay, these two gentlemen really supported me in this area, and we did a simulation project in BE, and that's a real support from my front-end team. And the last, not the least, within bachelor degree, the memories I got. Mr. Radhakrishnan from computer science and Vinod Babu, Saminath, and they all from mechanical department. We were called as like ex-gang, and they're really there in my life, and we are still there. We have a separate WhatsApp group called ex-gang. And in the year life, really made my bachelor degree. And I would say we built great time and great memories from that. That's how bachelor degree went ahead. And then, I wanted to see when I went to the industry, I have no idea what to do. I have no idea. No one. I was the first degree holder in my village. Only one person was there. But in my family, no one was a degree holder at the time. So I joined a company. First monthly salary was 1,000 rupees, 1,300, 3,500. Again, dipped down to 2,500. Went up 6,500. 1.5 years I was juggling here and there, because fortunately right now college arranging you so many preparation for entrepreneur skill, communication. That is, you got a lot of facilities. Unfortunately, we didn't have those facilities those days. And somehow I got some money. Then I joined masters in design in Bangalore. And there, my other brother came in picture, Mr. Mohan Krishnan. He's currently head of maintenance in Wheels India. He took care of my cheat fund. I had cheat fund for 1.5 years, and then on the Panati Odi on the Bangalore. I literally ran off from there. I did not pay my cheat fund. I hardly took money from my family. My brother Mohan Krishnan took care of my entire cheat fund from there. And I need to thank them. I came to Bangalore 2000 and in 2001 I joined for my masters. This city really helped me to improve my language skills, be it Hindi or Kannada or English, whatever you name, definitely helped me to improve myself on these areas. And during masters, Dr. Ramani is ex VP from TVS, was the principal in TTF. He taught me everything in terms of soft skills, be it practical knowledge, how to be humble, polite, disciplined. So much is wisdom of knowledge, and he actually funded my master degree almost. Okay, so இதுதான் அந்த காட் ஃபாதர் சொல்லுவாங்களே, அதுதான் என்னன்னு தெரியல எனக்கு. அவர் காடா இல்ல ஃபாதரா தெரியல. Probably that right now just fits the best thing because my father could not afford to pay my master degrees. None of my brothers as well. So, but Dr. Ramani helped me. So I would still feel he's my godfather who gave me that. After my masters, my life turned around. Okay, in terms of financial situations, and I don't want to run through this video. எல்லாரும் வீடியோல ஏகப்பட்ட வீடியோ இருக்கு. You go and try it, check in YouTube, you get like how not to give up சொல்லிட்டு. The only point I want to highlight here is that everyone says never give up, keep trying. எது வரைக்கும் ட்ரை பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லுவாங்க until you get it. Could be 1 minute, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. For example, you all know, right? Trump got into limelight when he's 70 years old. Till then, no one knows who is he. And Warren Buffett got into business after 55 years. அது வரைக்கும் யாருமே தெரியாது. So maybe அது வரைக்கும் அவங்க ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டா இருந்தாங்க, இருந்திருக்கலாம். You never know, right? So 70 years old try பண்ணலாம் to get there. So you have to try until you get it. Never say, okay, I tried 2-3 times, did not work. No. This video is about athlete and winning through. Let's skip the video right now. And got into profession. I took risk, chose a department called CAE, Computer Aided Engineering. When all my classmates went into design of like AutoCAD and all those stuff, I went into analysis of various designs. எல்லாரும் ஈஸி பார்த்தா எடுப்பாங்க, பட் ஐ டோன்ட் வாண்ட் டு டேக் இட் பிகாஸ் அந்த ஈஸி பாத்துல எல்லாரும் போறதால அங்க நிறைய காம்படிஷன் இருக்கும். இட் வில் நாட் பி ரியலி த்ரில்லிங். சண்டை போட்டு போராடி டு கெட் பீனட்ஸ். நோ, we have to put new road and where you get less chances. In fact, இன்னைக்கு morning I was watching a video in the US. 60% truck owners are Indians, especially Punjabis, Sardars. Okay, அவங்களோட கல்ச்சர் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா they want really really high money. எவ்வளவு கஷ்டம் இருந்தாலும் சரி, unless many other people, right? ஈஸியான வேலை, கம்மி பணம் வந்தா பல இல்லாம அவங்க நிறைய பணம் வேணும். But it is a very difficult job being a truck driver, right? They want and drive themselves. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி கஷ்டப்பட்டு நிறைய பணம் வேணும், நிறைய பேர் வேணும், நிறைய புகழ் வேணும்ன்ற மாதிரி என்னோட பார்த்து. ஸோ ஐ டுக் ரிஸ்க் and got into a new industry. The only 10 companies having that CAE at that time. That's the FEM. Okay, and I was in technical role for almost 9 years, almost 9.5-10 years. First 3 years I had hardly any break, no Sunday, no holidays. Traveling throughout the country. I marked my name in the industry in a software called LS Dyna. Everyone in 2005 knew my name, knew me by name throughout the country, whoever used LS Dyna. 3 years, right? And even after marriage, I got married in 2005, and then my wife Gauri supported me like 100%. She took care of entire family responsibility, and I just come home just to play with my kids and stuff. The rest all she took care, and she sacrificed her career. I need to thank Gauri as well for wherever I am today. So with all kind of effort, I visited thousands of companies. I learned a lot. Even from security of a company, you can learn if you are keeping your eyes and ears open. So all this learning, end of the day, you keep your end customer happy. Okay, that pays you really good money. So after that, I got into another company. I was like techno-commercial role where I did sales also along with technical. So I got very good confidence. I built real credibility in the industry. With that, I started a company called K.S.Rangasamy. And in this company, I got 75 lakhs rupees order within 1.5 months. I did not even go to the customer list. By phone call, I was able to get 75 lakhs rupees worth order. That's the confidence I built in among the industry, right? Trust. That's more important. So in this company, this almost 11 years old company, what I'm right now. I'm kind of heading all the department. We have department heads for it, but still. So technical, techno-commercial, now everything in an organization. And yeah, here we do solve problems. This is what we look at as an entrepreneur. Recently, I was reading some article where it says entrepreneur is not about earning; it's about solving problem. But பணம் பின்னாடி வரும், தேடி தேடி வரும் when you solve problem. So we solve problems, into mechanical. Though I'm from mechanical industry, I have a different team who handles electrical, electronics, and lighting, many of the departments. We solve problems with ANSYS solutions. If any of you have any requirement, please do let me know. I'll be more happy to assist in solving the problems. And with this, I would like to conclude my presentation. I would like to have this want you guys to carry the punchline, grab opportunities. I'm sure there is a video about Bill Gates and a lady interviewing her on grabbing opportunity. Search on YouTube. That's really beautiful, right? Grabbing opportunity is the success for Bill Gates as well. So no giving up. And thank you very much. And this is my email ID. Fortunately, this is created like 20 years back. Whatever we think it happens, right? I think I won reasonably in my professional life. So that email ID also helped me to give a positive thought process to me. That's with that. Thank you very much for everyone. And yeah, and back to you, Babu and MC. If there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Or you can always drop an email to me as well.
Thank you, sir, for the marvelous and knowledgeable session. Now I graciously invite Mr. M. Devarajan, third year, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, to introduce our today's chief guest, Mr. Kumaravel Muthusamy, to the audience.
Great meetings are not done with a great rate. On behalf of everyone present, let me give a hearty welcome to our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Kumaravel Muthusamy, proprietor, Arab Architecture, Coimbatore. He had completed his undergraduate studies in the Civil Engineering Department at K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology. He worked as a site engineer at RE&RI from 2014 to 2017 and was involved in numerous projects. He worked as a site engineer at Footprints Architects for 2 years. He founded Aram Architecture in 2018. He is an active member in the Coimbatore District All Civil Engineers Association and the Coimbatore Civil Engineers Association. Sir, we thank you for being here despite your busy schedule. The title of talk is Entrepreneurship School. The floor is all yours, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Devraj. First of all, I would like to thank everyone, like Mr. Babu, Mr. Angusendil, and the fellow speakers, and the students, and the parents who are listening now. So, thank you, everyone. So, let me just share my screen. Okay, my screen is visible.
Visible.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Since I'm a civil engineer, so first of all, I'm going to talk about civil engineering department and the opportunities and how to become an entrepreneur, and what are the skills and opportunities are there in becoming an entrepreneur. This is what I'm going to talk today. So before that, actually, it's a nice presentation from Mr. Muthukumar sir about corporate skills. He has explained very well about the skills that we need to know before entering into a corporate. And then it's definitely a success story from Dr. Ramesh Venkatesan. So we're happy, sir. Now I'm going to start about the presentation. Okay. First of all, it's about civil engineering. Civil engineering is something that's the oldest engineering. So before civilization itself, it started. We started working with civil. Okay, it has n number of works, and being a civil engineer, it is the only profession we can able to have that satisfaction, and we can able to see the day by day output. Okay, it has n number of freedom to be creative. Okay, so it's about civil engineering. So the field comes with various specialties like structural, environmental, geotechnical, water resource, transportation, construction, town planning, like that. Okay. Then while pursuing engineering, you need to know these things, like you need to find out the area of interest, groundworks, then analyze the works, like what we are going to work and what are the works that we are doing in the site, like that. Then only you can able to choose your path. Then after choosing your path, you need to schedule the plans, and for a backup, you need to have an alternate idea. After that only you can able to work for the future. Okay. Then for the students, what we need to do as an engineer means we need to go for internship, learn the softwares, gather information from the staffs. Actually, staffs are very much interested when you personally go to a staff and inquire about a particular thing. So we need to inquire about the opportunities and the exams. Then after that, you need to have a good relationship with the senior. Then I think everyone will be comfortable with Tamil and English. So I'm going to use both Tamil and English. Since we are going to work with our seniors, so we need to have a good relationship with them. So வெளியில வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் நம்ம காலேஜ் விட்டு வெளில வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் நமக்கு ரொம்ப ஹெல்ப் பண்றது யாரா இருக்குன்னா நம்ம சீனியரா இருப்பாங்க, இல்லாட்டி நம்ம ஸ்டாஃபா இருப்பாங்க. ஸோ தட் அவங்க கூட ஒரு நல்ல ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் மெயின்டைன் பண்றது நம்ம ஃபியூச்சருக்கு வந்து ரொம்ப ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும். தென் ஒர்க்ஸ் என்னென்ன பக்கத்துல போகுது, இந்த மாதிரி நியர்பை ஒர்க்ஸை நம்ம போய் செக் பண்ணணும். தென் எக்ஸ்பர்ட்ஸ் யாராவது இருப்பாங்க. இப்போ எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கு இப்போ வந்து நம்ம டாக்டர் ரமேஷ் சார் பேசினாரு, இல்லை கார்பரேட்ல இருந்து மிஸ்டர் முத்துக்குமார் சார் பேசினாரு. ஸோ அவங்கெல்லாம் வந்து எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றப்ப அவங்க கிட்ட இருந்து நிறைய இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் நம்ம எப்படி கேதர் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி அசிஸ்டன்ஸ் நம்ம கேட்டுக்கலாம். அதுக்கப்புறம் நிறைய சிம்போசியம் செமினார்ஸ் அட்டன் பண்ணலாம். இதை தாண்டி வந்து ப்ராக்டிக்கல் எக்ஸ்போஷர் கிடைக்கிற மாதிரி நம்ம பண்ணோம். ஸோ தென் இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் ஆஃப்டர் கம்ப்ளீட்டிங் யூஜி we can do PG. For that we need to write GATE, TANSET, CAT, ZAT, MAT, GMAT, இந்த மாதிரி எக்ஸாம்ஸ் எல்லாம் நிறைய இருக்கு. இதை தாண்டி நம்ம வந்து லைக் if you are going to pursue your PG in abroad, you need to write IELTS, TOEFL, PTE or TEF. So for that you need to prepare for the exams. ஸோ இதில் காம்படிட்டிவ் எக்ஸாம்ஸ் என்னென்ன இருக்குது அப்படின்னா கேட்டு, ஆர்ஆர்பி, எஸ்எஸ்சி, யூபிஎஸ்சி. ஸோ இதுக்கு எல்லாத்துக்கும் நமக்கு கேரியர் கைடன்ஸ் வேணும். இதெல்லாம் வந்து நம்மளோட ஸ்டாஃப்ஸ் கிட்டவோ இல்லை வந்து ப்ரீவியஸ் எக்ஸ்பர்ட்ஸ் இருப்பாங்களா அவங்க கிட்ட கேட்டு தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். ஸோ actually basically I'm talking about civil engineering, so I'm going to talk a few about civil engineering softwares. So basic softwares for civil engineers are AutoCAD. ஸோ அது எதுக்கெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னா பில்டிங் பிளானிங், ஸ்ட்ரக்சரல் டீடைலிங், எலக்ட்ரிக்கல் லேஅவுட்ஸ், பிளம்பிங் லேஅவுட்ஸ், அப்ரூவல் டிராயிங்ஸ், ஸோ இன்டீரியர் ஒர்க்ஸ், 3D ஒர்க்ஸ், இது எல்லாம் பண்ணுறதுக்கு பேசிக்கான சாஃப்ட்வேர் வந்து AutoCAD. ஸோ ஆஃப்டர் தட் வேற என்னென்ன கோர்சஸ் இருக்கு அப்படின்னா பிம் சாஃப்ட்வேர்ஸ். இது வந்து ரொம்ப இப்போ பூமிங் ஃபீல்டு அப்படின்னா பிம் சாஃப்ட்வேர். ஸோ இந்த பிம் சாஃப்ட்வேர் எது அப்படின்னு பார்த்தா ரிவிட் ஆர்கிடெக்சர். ஸோ இதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம என்னென்ன ஃபீல்டு இருக்குன்னா மாடலிங் எதை வச்சு பண்ணணும்னா 3ds Max, SketchUp. For that modeling, we are going to use render engine. The render engines are V-Ray, Lumion, Corona Render. So for designing, like for structural designing, we are going to use StatPro, ETABS, SAP 2000. So for project management, we are going to use PPM and Primavera. Okay. So now if you are completed as a engineer, what are the professions that we are going to choose? First thing that comes to our mind is professor. Then after that, site engineer. Then you can able to get a job as a trainee engineer, design engineer, promoter. At the end only, you are going to know about the entrepreneur. Okay. Or else you are going to do your business related to your profession or some other field. Okay. So choosing a company. So you are having two choices. Either you are going to choose a public sector or a private sector. So in public sector, we are having a less opportunities. In a private sector, we can go for a corporate or startup. Okay. For that, what we need to do is learning the basics of the works, understanding the field nature, developing a circle, gaining knowledge. These are the basic things that we need to know after completing a degree before getting a job. Okay. So after completing your degree, whether the experience that you get from your college is enough means it won't be enough. You need to be field related experience is more important than getting a degree. So after completing degree, you need to get those experience from there. So if consider becoming a site engineer. So site engineer na enna நினைப்பாங்கன்னா ஒரு AutoCAD டிராயிங் போட தெரியணும். ஸோ ஸ்ட்ரக்சரல் டிராயிங்ஸ் கொடுத்தா படிக்க தெரியணும், 3D விஷுவலைஸ் பண்ண தெரியணும். ஸோ மெட்டீரியல்ஸ் எல்லாம் எப்படி எங்கேருந்து வாங்குறாங்க, ஸோ எவ்வளோ குவாலிட்டி யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க, என்னென்ன குவான்டிட்டிஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணணும், ஸோ இதெல்லாம் நமக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும். தென் டே பை டே ஒர்க்கர்ஸ் கிட்ட எப்படி பேசணும், ஒர்க்கர்ஸ் வந்து எப்படி மேனேஜ் பண்ணணும், ஸோ என்ன மாதிரி ஒர்க் எவ்வளோ டைம் எடுத்துக்கும், ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி என்னென்ன ஒர்க்ஸ் எல்லாம் சைட்ல போகுதோ இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும் ஆஸ் அ சைட் இன்ஜினியர். ஸோ ஓகே, நீங்க இப்போ நம்ம சைட் லெவலா என்னென்ன வந்து ப்ராக்டிக்கலா நம்ம என்ன டிஃபிகல்டிஸ் ஃபேஸ் பண்ணுவோம், அதை எப்படிலாம் பார்க்கணுங்கிறது நான் ஒரு என்னவே ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிளா வச்சு எப்படி நான் என்னோட ப்ராக்ரஸ் எப்படி இருந்துச்சு அப்படிங்கிறத உங்களுக்கு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றேன். So this will be my transition phase. So it's like before pursuing UG, then while proceeding career, then owning a firm. So இதை மூணா நான் ஸ்பிளிட் பண்ணிட்டு இதுல நான் வந்து என்னென்ன மாதிரி என்னோட ப்ராசஸ் இருந்துச்சு, இதுல இருந்து நான் எப்படி ஆண்டர்பிரனர் ஆனேன், ஸோ இதுதான் நான் உங்களுக்கு இப்போ இந்த இதில் சொல்ல போறது. ஸோ நான் யூஜி படிக்கிறப்ப எப்படின்னா எங்களோட டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் ஹெட் வந்து ப்ரொஃபஸர் வெண்ணிலா மேடம். ஸோ அவங்க கிட்ட இருந்து எங்கிட்ட வந்து எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு ஃபுல் ஃப்ரீடம் இருந்துச்சு. இப்போ நான் போய் ஒரு செமினாரோ இல்லை வந்து இன்னொரு காலேஜுக்கு போயிட்டு சிம்போசியம் அட்டன் பண்ணா அவங்க ஃபுல் ஃப்ரீடம் கொடுத்து ஓகே நீங்க போங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. ஸோ அப்படி பண்றப்ப எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு நல்ல எக்ஸ்போஷர் கிடைச்சிச்சு. ஸோ அது வந்து ஒரு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 3 இயர்ஸ்க்கு 3 இயர்ஸ் முடிஞ்சதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மினி ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்ணுவோம். ஸோ மினி ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்ணுறப்ப நான் என்ன யோசனை, எல்லாரும் ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க, ஸோ நாம அதில் என்ன பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னு பார்க்குறப்போ சரி ஆஸ் அ சிவில் இன்ஜினியர் பேசிக்காக என்ன தேவைன்னா ஒரு வீடு கட்ட தெரியுமா அப்படின்னு எல்லாரும் கேட்பாங்க. ஸோ சார் நம்ம வீடு கட்டணும்னா நமக்கு என்ன தெரியணும், அதை தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணணும்னு நான் என் ப்ராஜெக்ட் கேட்டப்ப அவர் சொன்னாரு, சிம்பிளா நீ ஒரு வீடு எடுத்துக்கோ, அந்த வீடு என்னென்ன தேவை இந்த மாதிரி வந்து ஒரு மினி ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்ணு சொன்னாரு. ஸோ அதை வந்து ஒரு மினி ப்ராஜெக்டா பண்ணோம். ஸோ அதுக்கப்புறம் மெயின் ப்ராஜெக்ட் என்ன பண்றது அப்படின்னு யோசிச்சா எல்லாரும் வந்து கிரியேட்டிவ் ஏதாவது பண்ணலாம், இல்லை வந்து தெரியாத ஒரு விஷயத்த நம்ம எப்படி தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கு ஒரு நியூ எலமெண்ட்டை உள்ள கொண்டு வந்து அதை வந்து எப்படி ஒரு டிசைன் ப்ராஜெக்டா கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணணும்னு யோசிப்பாங்க. ஸோ நாங்கள் அதெல்லாம் எதுவும் பண்ணாம ஒரு ரியல் டைம் ப்ராஜெக்டா ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் எடுத்துட்டோம். எக்ஸாம்பிள் நாங்கள் வந்து கோபியில் ஒரு சைட் எடுத்துட்டு அந்த சைட்டை வந்து ரியல் டைம் ப்ராஜெக்டா நான் ஒரு 6 months என் ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்றேன்னா அந்த 6 months அந்த ப்ராஜெக்டை வந்து எப்படி ப்ரொசீட் பண்ண போறோம், ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம். ஸோ அது ரியல் டைம் ப்ராஜெக்டா பண்ணோம். ஸோ அதுக்கு வந்து எங்க டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ல இருந்து எனக்கு ஃபுல் சப்போர்ட் இருந்துச்சு. ஸோ அதை ரியல் டைம் ப்ராஜெக்டை நான் கம்ப்ளீட் பண்றப்போ அந்த இயரோட பெஸ்ட் ப்ராஜெக்ட் இன்னோவேட்டிவ் ப்ராஜெக்ட் அவார்ட் வந்து கொடுத்தாங்க. அது வந்து எப்படி கொடுத்தாங்க அப்படின்னா ஒரு விஷயத்த நார்மலா இருக்க ஒரு விஷயத்த நம்ம நார்மலா பார்க்காம எப்படி அதை கிரியேட்டிவா நம்ம சொன்னோம், ஸோ அதுல என்னென்ன வந்து நான் புதுசா நான் பண்ணேன், ஸோ இதை வச்சு அந்த அவார்ட் கொடுத்தாங்க. ஸோ இது பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கப்பவே வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா லைக் வித்தவுட் நோயிங் த ஃபுல் நாலேஜ் ஆஃப் த சொசைட்டி நாங்கள் வந்து என்ன நினைச்சோம், ஏதாவது ஃப்ரீலான்ஸ் பண்ணலாம், நம்ம வந்து நமக்குன்னு ஒரு கம்பெனி பில்ட் பண்ணோம் இப்படி நினைச்சு நானும் என்னோட ஃப்ரெண்டும் வந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணதான் வேதா பில்டர்ஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது. ஸோ அப்போ வந்து என்ன பண்ணோம், ஃப்ரீலான்ஸ் பண்ண ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணோம். ஸோ ஃப்ரீலான்ஸ் பண்ண ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றப்ப என்னன்னா சின்ன சின்ன ப்ராஜெக்ட் கொடுத்தாங்க, அந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் வந்து எக்ஸ்போஷர் கிடைச்சிச்சு. ஸோ அதை வச்சு நாங்கள் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தோம். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் முடிஞ்சு அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து காலேஜ் முடிஞ்சது. காலேஜ் முடிஞ்சதுக்கப்புறம் ஜாப் வாங்கணும். ஸோ ஜாப் வேணும் அப்படின்னா நாங்கள் நிறைய இன்டர்வியூஸ் அட்டன் பண்ணோம். அதில் எதுவும் எங்களோட ஒர்க்ஸ் வந்து அவ்வளோ பெரிய இம்பாக்ட் கொடுக்கல. ஸோ அப்போ எதுவும் ஜாப் கிடைக்கல. அதுக்கப்புறம் காலேஜ் முடிச்சு வெளில வந்தோம். வெளில வந்து ஜாப் தேட ஆரம்பித்தோம். டே பை டே ஒரு கம்பெனியாக போய் நமக்கு என்ன தெரியும், அதை வச்சு நமக்கு என்ன வேலை கிடைக்கும் அப்படின்னு டேரெக்டாக ஒரு கம்பெனி ஏறி இறங்க ஆரம்பித்தோம். ஸோ அப்படி ஏறி இறங்கி கடைசியா ஒரு கம்பெனி கிடைச்சது வந்து ஜிஆர்சி அப்படிங்கிறது. அதுல வந்து நான் சைட் இன்ஜினியர் ஜாயின் பண்ணேன். ஸோ சைட் இன்ஜினியர் ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டா அங்க வந்து என்ன கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ஒர்க் இருக்குன்னா டெய்லி ஒரே கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ஒர்க். எக்ஸாம்பிள் இஃப் பிளாஸ்டிங் போயிட்டு இருந்தா நான் பிளாஸ்டிங் ஒர்க்ஸே பார்க்கணும், இதே காம்பவுண்ட் வால் ஒர்க் போச்சுன்னா காம்பவுண்ட் வால் ஒர்க்கே பார்க்கணும். ஸோ வித்தின் 3 months எனக்கு வந்து இது வந்து நம்மளோட ஜாப் கிடையாது. ஸோ நம்ம வந்து ஏதாவது ஒன்று கிரியேட்டிவா பண்ணணும், நம்ம ஃபீல்டுக்காக இருக்கட்டும் இல்லை வந்து நம்ம சொசைட்டிக்காக இருக்கட்டும் நம்ம ஏதாவது ஒன்று பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிறப்போ நான் அந்த ஜாபை குவிட் பண்ணிட்டு அதுதான் என்னோட கேரியர் டிசைடிங் ஃபேஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுவேன். ஸோ அப்போ என்ன பண்ணோம், என்ன கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ஒர்க் போகலாம், எப்படி எப்படி போனா இது வந்து நம்ம சக்சஸ்ஃபுல்லா பண்ண முடியும் அப்படின்னு யோசிச்சு பார்த்தப்ப ஸோ ஒரு ஸ்டார்ட் அப் தான் நமக்கு வந்து கரெக்டான ஒரு பிளேஸ். அங்கதான் வந்து உங்க கிரியேட்டிவிட்டிக்கு வந்து ஒரு ஃபுல் டைம் ஒரு எக்ஸ்போஷர் கிடைக்கும். தென் நிறைய பீப்புள் மீட் பண்ணுவீங்க. ஸோ அதெல்லாம் பேஸ் பண்ணி நாங்கள் ஒரு ஸ்டார்ட் அப்ல வந்து ஜாயின் பண்ணேன். ஸோ ஸ்டார்ட் அப்ல ஜாயின் பண்றப்ப எனக்கு என்ன பெனிஃபிட்ஸ் கிடைச்சுன்னா, டைரக்ட் இன்ட்ராக்ஷன் வித் கிளைண்ட்ஸ். So first thing, then less number of people will be working in the company, so that you need to work in all the fields. So example, நான் சைட் என்ஜினியர்னா சைட் என்ஜினியரிங் ஒர்க் மட்டும் பார்க்கக்கூடாது. அதர் தேன் தட் டிராயிங் ஒர்க்ஸ் பண்ணணும், என்ன ஒர்க் ப்ராசஸ் நடக்குது, தென் லேபர்ஸை வந்து கான்டாக்ட் பண்ணுறது, கிளைண்ட்ஸோட ரிக்யர்மெண்ட் என்ன, ஸோ அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி டிராயிங் போகிற மாதிரி இந்த மாதிரி எல்லா ஒர்க்ஸும் ஒரே இடத்துல நம்ம பண்ணுவோம். ஸோ எல்லா ஒர்க்ஸும் ஒரே இடத்துல கற்றுக்கலாம். ஸோ அங்கே வந்து நான் என்ன பண்ணேன்னா, அப்போ தான் எனக்கு வந்து தெரிஞ்சது என்னன்னா, சிவில் இன்ஜினியரிங்கோட பார்த்தா வந்து இன்டீரியர் டிசைனிங் அப்படின்னு. ஸோ எனக்கு இன்டீரியர் டிசைனிங்கோட நாலேஜ் வந்து அங்கே தான் கிடைச்சிச்சு. ஸோ இந்த நாலேஜ் கிடைச்சிச்சு. சம் இயர்ஸ் போக போக எனக்கு வந்து அங்கே ஒரு நல்ல எக்ஸ்போஷர் கிடைச்சதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு தாட், ஓகே ஸோ நமக்கு ஒரு நாலேஜ் கெயின் பண்ணிட்டோம், இதுக்கு அடுத்து நம்ம என்ன பண்ணலாம்னா ஃப்ரீலான்ஸ் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ ஃப்ரீலான்ஸ் பண்ணணும்னா நமக்கு என்ன தேவை, அதுக்கான நாலேஜ் வந்துருச்சா, ஸோ அதுக்கு சாஃப்ட்வேர்ஸ் தெரியுமா, ஸோ இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் ஃப்ரீலான்ஸ் பண்ணுறங்கிற ஐடியா வந்துச்சு. ஸோ ஒர்க் பண்ணிகிட்டே ஃப்ரீலான்ஸ் பண்ணேன். ஸோ ஃப்ரீலான்ஸ் பண்ணுறேன்னா அது என்னோட எம்டியோட கைடன்ஸ் படியே தான் நான் ஃப்ரீலான்ஸ் பண்ணேன். பிகாஸ் என்னோட கம்பெனியோட ஒர்க் அஃபெக்ட் ஆகக்கூடாது, அட் த சேம் டைம் என்னோட கிரியேட்டிவிட்டியும் இல்லை என்னோட ஃப்ரீலான்ஸ் பண்ணுற கிளைண்ட்டும் அஃபெக்ட் ஆகக்கூடாது. ஸோ அப்படி தான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணோம். ஸோ அதுக்கப்புறம் ஃப்ரீலான்ஸ் என்னென்ன ஒர்க்ஸ் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா, பிளானிங், டிசைனிங் ஒர்க்ஸ் பண்ணோம். இதை தாண்டி ஆர்கிடெக்சரல் விசுவலைசேஷன், இன்டீரியர் டிசைனிங் கான்செப்ட் கொடுக்கறது, இந்த மாதிரி பண்ணோம். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கப்போ ஒரு ஸ்டேஜுக்கு அப்புறம் ஒர்க்கையும் ஃப்ரீலான்சிங்கையும் பேலன்ஸ் பண்ண முடியல. ஸோ அப்போ என்ன பண்ணணும், அடுத்த ஸ்டேஜுக்கு நம்ம போகணும்னா நம்ம ஒரு ஸ்டார்ட் அப் பண்ணணும், ஸ்டார்ட் அப் கம்பெனி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணணும். ஸோ அப்படின்னு பண்ணோம். ஸோ அதுக்கு முன்னாடி நமக்கு என்னென்ன தேவை, ஸோ ஒரு ஸ்டார்ட் அப் பண்ணணும்னா என்னென்ன நமக்கு இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டோம். ஸோ அதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு அதில் இருக்க ரிஸ்க்கு, அதுக்கு எவ்வளோ பட்ஜெட் தேவைப்படும், ஸோ இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணதான் அரம் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன்ஸ் அண்ட் ஆர்கிடெக்சர். ஸோ அது ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி எனக்கு என்னென்ன தேவைப்பட்டுச்சு அப்படின்னா, கம்பெனியோட நேம் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வேணும், அதுக்கப்புறம் லோகோ, அதுக்கு ஒரு கலர், அதுக்கு ஒரு கான்செப்ட், எவ்வளோ பட்ஜெட் ஆகும், ஸோ ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் என்னென்ன மாதிரி நம்ம டிசைன் பண்ணணும், இதுக்கு லைட்ஸ் இந்த மாதிரி என்னென்ன தேவை அப்படின்னு சொல்லி இதெல்லாம் பார்த்து ஒரு ஃபர்ம் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணோம். ஃபர்ம் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணதுக்கப்புறம் சரி ஓகே நாமளும் எல்லாரும் மாதிரி ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்ணக்கூடாது, ஸோ வி நீட் டு ஷோ யூனிக்னஸ். ஸோ அதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு நாங்கள் பிளான் பண்ணதான் என்னன்னா, ஸோ ரெயின் வாட்டர் ஹார்வெஸ்டிங் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து ரொம்ப ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஃபேக்டர். ஸோ அது வந்து ஃப்ரீ ஆஃப் த காஸ்ட்ல யார் அரமுக்கு ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்ண வர்றாங்களோ அவங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் பண்ணித்தரலாங்கிறது ஃபர்ஸ்ட். தென் மினிமம் 4 ட்ரீஸ் வந்து எல்லாத்துக்கும் கொடுக்க ஆரம்பித்தோம். இதை தாண்டி ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு வந்து இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் கொடுத்தோம். இதெல்லாம் தாண்டி நம்மளோட ஃபீல்டில் என்ன பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னா, ஸோ கான்செப்ட் வந்து எல்லாமே புதுசாக இருக்கணும். ஸோ ரெகுலராக பண்ணுறது நம்ம பண்ணக்கூடாது. ஸோ அதுக்கு என்னென்ன தேவை, ஸோ அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒன்றா வந்து நம்ம பண்ண ஆரம்பித்தோம். அதோட பார்ட்டாக தான் ப்ராடக்ட் டிசைனிங், ஃபர்னிச்சர் டிசைனிங், ஸோ கான்செப்சுவல் பெயிண்டிங் இதெல்லாம் வந்து உள்ளே கொண்டு வந்தோம். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் முடிச்சதுக்கப்புறம் இது எங்களோட அடுத்த ஃபியூச்சரிஸ்டிக் பிளான் என்னன்னா, நான் வந்து கோயம்புத்தூர் சிவில் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ் அசோசியேஷனில் ஜாயின் பண்ணேன். ஸோ அவங்க வந்து 1 lakh ட்ரீஸ் பிளான் பண்ணுறேன்னு சொல்லி 2020 சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. ஸோ அது எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு நல்ல ப்ளஸ்ஸாக இருந்துச்சு. அதை தாண்டி கண்டெம்பரரி ஸ்டைலில் ஃபாலோ பண்ண ஆரம்பித்தோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் கேரியருக்கு ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் என்னென்ன இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிற ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு வந்து ரெகுலராக நான் வந்து கைட் பண்ண ஆரம்பித்தேன். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் தாண்டி எங்களோட பிரான்ச் ஆஃபீஸஸை எக்ஸ்டெண்ட் பண்ணலாம் ஸோ அப்படின்னு பார்த்து கொலாபரேஷன் ஆரம்பித்தோம். கொலாபரேஷன் அப்படின்னா வித் என்ஜினியர்ஸ், வித் ஆர்கிடெக்ட்ஸ், வித் டிசைனர்ஸ், இப்படி எல்லாத்துக்கூட கொலாபரேட் பண்ணிட்டு அவங்களுக்கு என்னென்ன தேவை, ஸோ அதுக்கு என்னென்ன நம்ம பண்ணலாம் ஸோ அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம். ஸோ இப்போ எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கு நாங்கள் கொலாபரேட் பண்ண ஒரு ஸ்பேஸ் வந்து ப்ளூ மூன் டிசைன் ஸ்பேஸ். அவங்க வந்து மோஸ்ட்லி க்ரீன் பில்டிங்ஸ், ஸோ அது பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. ஸோ அவங்க கூட எங்களுக்கு கொலாபரேட் பண்ணுறப்போ அது வந்து எங்களுக்கும் சரி ஒரு புது நாலேஜ் கிடைச்சிச்சு. அண்டு எங்களோட எங்களுக்கு கீழே இருக்க கிளைண்ட்ஸ், எங்களுக்கு வர கிளைண்ட்ஸ் வந்து கிரீன் பில்டிங்கை பற்றி தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு அது பண்ண முடிஞ்சா அதுவும் நாங்கள் ரெஃபர் பண்ண ஆரம்பித்தோம். ஸோ இது வந்து நான் வந்து கடந்து வந்த பாதைகள். ஸோ இது வந்து என்னோட இதில் வந்து இப்போ ஆண்டர்பிரனர்னா என்னன்னு நான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணேன். ஸோ ஆண்டர்பிரனர்னா ஒன்றும் கிடையாது, அவங்க வந்து ஒரு புது பிஸ்னஸ் ஆரம்பிக்காங்கன்னா அதில் இருக்கிற மொத்த ரிஸ்க் எடுத்துக்குவாங்க. அதுக்கு பெனிஃபிட்டாக அவங்களுக்கு என்ன கிடைக்குன்னா, புது புது ஐடியாஸ் வந்து கிரியேட்டிவா நம்மளால இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ண முடியும். அது இல்லாம ஸோ ஒரு 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 ப்ராப்பர் பிஸ்னஸ் அதை வந்து நம்மளால லீட் பண்ண முடியும். ஆனா இதுக்கான ரிஸ்க் எல்லாத்தையும் நாம தான் எடுத்துக்கணும். இதுக்கு பெனிஃபிட்டா கிடைக்கிற நேம் அண்ட் ப்ராஃபிட் தான் அந்த ஆண்டர்பிரனருக்கு பெனிஃபிட். ஸோ ஓகே, ஆண்டர்பிரனர் அப்படின்னா என்னன்னா, ஸோ அந்த ரிஸ்க் எடுத்துட்டு அதுல வர்ற ப்ராஃபிட்டை வந்து எடுத்துக்கிறாங்க தான். ஸோ இதுல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இது ரிஸ்க் எடுத்து சக்சஸ் ஆயிட்டா நம்ம சக்சஸ்ஃபுல் ஆண்டர்பிரனர் சொல்லுவாங்க. இதே நம்ம ஃபெயில் ஆயிட்டோம்னா அந்த லாஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் நாம தான் பேர் பண்ணணும். ஸோ மார்க்கெட்ல வந்து நம்ம டவுன் ஆயிடும். ஸோ அப்படிங்கிறப்ப என்ன பண்ணணும்னா, நம்ம வந்து ஒரு கம்பெனி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி அதுல இருக்கிற ரிஸ்க், ஸோ நம்ம ஃபினான்ஷியல் நீட்ஸ், இன்கேஸ் இஃப் அது லாஸ் ஆச்சுன்னா அதை நம்ம எப்படி நம்ம அதுல இருந்து ஓவர் கம் பண்றது, இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு ஒரு ஸ்டார்ட் அப் பிளான் பண்ணணும். ஸோ இதுக்கப்புறம் ஸோ ஆண்டர்பிரனர் வந்து நம்மளோட எக்கனாமி க்ரோத்ல வந்து ஒரு மேஜர் ஷேர் ஹோல்டர்னு சொல்லணும். இது நம்ம இந்த லைஃப் லாங் லேர்னிங் மாடல் அப்படிங்கிறது எதுனா, இது நான் என்ன எக்ஸாம்பிளா சொல்றேன். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து பேசிக்ஸ் ஸ்டேஜ் 1. இதுல வந்து நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம், பேசிக் ஸ்கில்ஸ் எல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்குவோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் கேரியர் ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் என்னன்னு பார்ப்போம். அதுக்கு அடுத்து நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம்னா செகண்ட் ஸ்டேஜ் வந்து காம்படென்சி அவேர்னஸ். ஸோ அது எப்படின்னா என்னென்ன நமக்கு தேவைப்படுது இப்படிங்கிறதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறது. ஸோ அது என்னன்னா அப்பதான் ஆண்டர்பிரனர்ஷிப்ங்கிறது உள்ள வரும். ஸோ அந்த ஆண்டர்பிரனர்ஷிப் பத்தி தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு அதுல என்னென்ன தேவை, அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இப்போ நம்ம வந்து ஒரு கம்பெனியை ஆரம்பிச்சோம்னா அந்த கம்பெனி கீழே வர எம்ப்ளாயிஸ் கிட்ட வந்து என்னென்ன தேவை அவங்களுக்கு நம்ம என்னெல்லாம் ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணணும் இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். இது ஸ்டேஜ் 2. ஸ்டேஜ் 3 வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அதுல வந்து என்னென்ன நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். அதுக்கப்புறம் நியூ ஃபீல்ட்ஸ் என்ன இருக்கு, ஸோ அந்த பிஸ்னஸ் எப்படி டெவலப் பண்றது. ஸோ அது வந்து கிரியேட்டிவ் ஸ்டேஜ். ஸோ 4th ஸ்டேஜ் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் அப் ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோம்னா அதுக்கப்புறம் அதுல என்னென்ன பாலிசிஸ் நம்ம பண்ணணும், தென் எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் பிசினஸ் வந்து நம்ம புதுசா என்ன பண்ண போறோம், ஸோ இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். இதுக்கு அடுத்த ஸ்டேஜ் வந்து growth ஸ்டேஜ். இது வந்து என்னன்னா நம்ம ஒரு ஸ்டார்ட் அப் ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோம், ஸோ அதை அப்படியே கொண்டு போகக்கூடாது. ஸோ அடுத்த லெவலுக்கு எப்படி போகணும் அப்படின்னு பார்க்கணும். ஸோ அதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணணும்னா நம்ம பிசினஸ் எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் பண்ணணும். தென் அதுல இருந்து நெக்ஸ்ட் ஃபீல்டு எப்படி போகலாம், ஸோ அதுல வர ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் எல்லாம் எப்படி வந்து ரெக்டிஃபை பண்ணணும், ஸோ இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். இது வந்து 5 ஸ்டேஜஸ். இது யாரா இருந்தாலும் இது லைஃப் லாங் நம்ம லேர்ன் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே தான் இருக்கணும். என்ன ஸ்டேஜுக்கு போனாலும் அது லேர்ன் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே தான் இருக்கணும். ஸோ ஓகே, சக்சஸ்ஃபுல் ஆண்டர்பிரனர்ஸ் எல்லாம் என்ன வந்து ஃபாலோ பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னா, அவங்க வந்து ஃபினான்ஷியலா அந்த கம்பெனியோட ஸ்டெபிலிட்டியை என்ஷூர் பண்ணிக்குவாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அவங்க ஸ்கில் செட்டை வந்து நிறைய வளர்த்துக்குவாங்க. ஸோ நான் ஒரே ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் ஃபீல்ட்னா, இப்போ எக்ஸாம்பிள் சிவில் இன்ஜினியரிங்னா நம்ம பில்டிங் கட்ட போறேன் அதுதான் என்னோட ஃபீல்டு அப்படின்னு இல்லாம அதுக்குள்ள என்னென்ன ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் இருக்கு. எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஒரு லைட் டிசைன் பண்ணலாம், ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட் டிசைன் பண்ணலாம், ஒரு இன்டீரியர் டிசைன் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் இருக்கு. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் எக்ஸ்ப்ளோர் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கான ஸ்கில் செட்டை டெவலப் பண்ணிட்டு அதை எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் பண்றது. தென் மல்டிபிள் சேனல்ஸ்ல இருந்து அவங்க வந்து கண்டென்ட் வந்து எடுத்துக்கிட்டே இருக்கணும். எக்ஸாம்பிள் இப்போ இன்டீரியர் டிசைனா அதுல புதுசா என்ன வருது, ஸோ அதெல்லாம் நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். ஸோ தென் அப்டேட் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கணும். அதுதான் வந்து ஒரு ஆண்டர்பிரனரோட இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஸ்கில். அதுக்கடுத்து வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் வருதுன்னா அது எப்படி எதனால வருது அப்படிங்கிற தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். அதை வந்து எப்படி ஈஸியா சால்வ் பண்ணணும், ஸ்மார்ட்டா எப்படி ஹேண்டில் பண்றது. இன்கேஸ் இப்போ சைட்லயே ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம்னா இப்போ நம்ம சைட்டுக்கு போய் தான் அதை வந்து சால்வ் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு இல்லாம அது எப்படி வந்து மேனேஜ் பண்றது, ஸோ அது பண்ணணும். அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா எந்த ஒர்க் பண்ணாலுமே அந்த ஒர்க்கை வந்து பேஷனேட்டா ஒர்க் பண்ணணும். ஸோ பேஷனேட் வச்சு ஒர்க் பண்ணா எதுவுமே கஷ்டமா இருக்காது. ஸோ அது வந்து நமக்கு வந்து ரொம்ப ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும். தென் ஆண்டர்பிரனர்ஷிப்ங்கிறது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு ஆண்டர்பிரனர்ங்கிறது எப்போ வேணா ஆகலாம். ஸோ நான் வந்து காலேஜ் முடிச்சதே ஆகணும் அப்படின்னு இல்லை. ஸோ ஒரு எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் கெயின் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் நமக்கு ஒரு கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் வரும். அந்த கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் நீங்க வந்து எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கு நீங்க 30 இயர்ஸ்ல ஆகலாம், 50 இயர்ஸ்ல ஆகலாம், ஸோ எப்போ வேணாலும் ஆகலாம். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி தான் நம்ம எந்த டைம்ல நமக்கு வந்து நம்ம வந்து எனக்கு தேவையான நாலேஜ் கெயின் பண்ணிட்டு ஒரு கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் வந்துச்சோ அப்பவே நீங்க வந்து ஒரு ஆண்டர்பிரனர் ஆயிடலாம். ஸோ ஆண்டர்பிரனர் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா எந்த ஒரு புக்ல பார்த்தோ படிச்சோ தெரிஞ்சுக்க முடியாது. ஸோ உங்களோட பர்சனல் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் இல்லாட்டி எக்ஸ்பர்ட்ஸ் கிட்ட இருந்து அவங்களோட எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸை வந்து நீங்க ஷேர் பண்ணி, ஸோ அவங்க எப்படி என்னென்ன டிஃபிகல்டிஸ் ஃபேஸ் பண்ணாங்க, ஸோ இதெல்லாம் கேட்டு தெரிஞ்சு அதுக்கப்புறம் அதை வந்து நம்மளோட பர்சனல் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் கூட கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு ஸோ அதுல இருந்து நீங்க ஒரு ஆண்டர்பிரனர் ஆகலாம். ஸோ அது வந்து இதுக்கெல்லாம் முன்னாடி வந்து நம்ம ஃபீல்டை வந்து ப்ராப்பரா சூஸ் பண்ணிடணும். நம்ம சூஸ் பண்ற ஃபீல்டு வந்து நம்மளோட ஃபீல்டு. ஸோ நான் அது வந்து நான் ரொம்ப எனக்கு என்னோட பேஷன் அது. ஸோ அப்படின்னு தெரிஞ்சு அதை டெவலப் பண்ணணும். ஸோ அது மெயின் திங். தென் இதோட இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் என்னன்னா, ஸோ நியூ ஜாப்ஸ் வந்து மோஸ்ட்லி வந்து ஆண்டர்பிரினர்ஸ்னாலையும் ஸ்மால் பிஸ்னஸ்னால நிறைய கிரியேட் பண்ணப்படுது. ஸோ நம்மளோட எக்கனாமிக் க்ரோத்தில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 70% ஆஃப் த இது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம ஸ்மால் கம்பெனிஸ்னால தான் மேஜர் ஷேர் ஹோல்டர்ஸாக இருக்காங்க. ஸோ தென் ஆண்டர்பிரினர்ஸ் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு நியூ எக்கானமியோட ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் பொசிஷனில் இருக்காங்க. ஸோ இது 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 இல்லாமல் நம்ம டெக்னிக்கல் இனோவேஷன்ஸ் இருக்காங்க. அதில் வந்து 2/3 ஆஃப் த ஷேர் வந்து ஆண்டர்பிரினர்ஸோட கையில் தான் இருக்கு. ஓகே. தென் ஆண்டர்பிரினர்ஸ் வந்து பிறக்கிறப்பவே ஆண்டர்பிரினர்ஸாக பிறக்க முடியாது. ஸோ அவங்க வந்து அவங்களோட எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ், லைஃப்பில் இருக்கிற எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ், ஸோ எக்ஸ்பர்ட்ஸோட எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ், இது அவங்க மட்டும் இல்லை, ஸோ அவங்க அப்பா அம்மா இல்லை வந்து ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாத்தோட எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸை வந்து நாம் வந்து ஷேர் பண்ணி அதுலேருந்து எது தேவை, எது பண்ணால் நாம் வந்து நமக்கும் நம்ம சொசைட்டிக்கும் ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு ஆகிறவங்க தான் ஆண்டர்பிரினர்ஸ். ஸோ தேங்க்யூ.
Thank you for the marvelous and knowledgeable session. Now, I graciously invite Ms. Divya Dashni, third year, Department of Electronics and Communications, Joseph Charles, to the audience.
MOC, you're not able to hear, please check.
For the past 19 years, he has played a variety of responsibilities in the financial industry, banking, including wallet payments, tokenization, UPI, and payment through social media applications that have altered how we transact by making safe and quick payment options available to everyone. He is currently employed at the AIMS Bank Operation and Technology Business, the fourth largest bank in the Australia and New Zealand area with a significant presence also in the Pacific region and other parts of the world. We thank you, sir, for making your presence today, despite your busy schedule. The title of the talk is Employability Skills. The floor is all yours, sir.
Thank you. Just share my screen. Please confirm if you're able to see my screen. Visible, Charles.
Yes.
Thank you. So today I'm going to talk about the employability skills. See, mostly when we talk about engineers, so people must start thinking, especially in the outside world, right? They start thinking only from the IT industry. But engineering is larger, sort of space, right? Quite a few things, everything around this world happening through engineering. So there are certain skill sets, which is required for each and every sort of industry. But there are a lot of skill set which is required across the industry. So today I'm going to talk about the skill set which are common across industries, which will be helpful to anybody to be successful in this job. Just before starting, thanks for this opportunity, and it is pretty great to hear the insights from other fellow speakers, Mr. Muthukumar, Mr. Kumaravel, Dr. Ramesh. It was very pretty good to see how things are happening around, and the skills what I'm going to talk about might clashing with whatever Muthukumar presented, because corporate skill and some of the employability skills will be there will be a lot of intersections will be there. So I'll present my views on those skills here. So what is employability skill? So any employability skill actually is any skill, any essential skills or your capabilities or your qualities or values which enable a person to perform well in any workplace. Which is, if you put it very simple words, the skills which are making you relevant in the market. So in the market means talking about the work market, where you have to present it. The work market can vary from IT industry to the mechanical industry to automobile industry to all this automation industry. So, but all the skill set which are making you relevant in the market are employability skills. When I talk about employability skills, you would have people would have heard about this, a T-shaped skill. So you can just suggest there is a diagram given there. So what is a T-shaped skill set? So if you see the letter T, there is a horizontal bar and there is a vertical bar. So the horizontal bar, indicates the breadth of the skill set required for getting the employment, and the vertical bar, specifies the depth of the knowledge. So we'll just take some example before we get into the skill set and everything. So the breadth of the knowledge. What is the breadth of the knowledge actually here? So there are certain skills which are required. We don't need to know to the core, but you still need to be understanding what is this particular skill set is all about. One is like communication skill, analytical skill, or interpersonal skill, or decision making skill. And if you see these particular skills apply across whichever, you can change your vertical. You can, but wherever you go, all this, the breadth of skills, the horizontal bars available skills, which will be traveling along with you. We'll take an example of a programmer. I'll take an example of a programmer. A person who has a pretty good, Java programming skill set. Okay, so he's a programmer, and he is actually working as a designer and programmer for a particular application. So this person, to be able to deliver his 100% or to do outperform in this current job, so he should be having a very deep understanding of Java application, Java, the Java programming and application what he's working on, and also the opportunities available for the particular application. So this will be pretty much specific to this particular application and Java programming. But to be a successful programmer in his job, he should be having a good understanding of the pseudocode algorithms, which is analytical skill, and also you should be able to communicate, document things well. It's communication, and also you should be able to do the problem solving. So if what are the problems that might be arising during this course of action, so what are the problem solving skills, and also learning. So what is the learning is going to happen? Okay, so these are the skills which will be helping him to perform his job very well. The same person, after a year or so, thinks he or she is bored of this Java programming, and they want to move to a different programming skill set. For example, now in ML and machine learning and AI is taking taking a lot of opportunities now. So they think I will move from Java, I'll move to AI. So they are actually going to learn Python and machine learning. So what will happen here? Their analytical skills, problem solving skills, communication skills, and learning skills, everything will come along with them. But they have to shed the Java skills, which means they have to drop it there, and then they are trying to go and learn the new skill, which is Python and machine learning. So here, what is the difference? The Java skills and application, the particular application knowledge is the vertical, which is not moving, and they're going to move into a different application, a different programming language that is coming in new here. But the skill sets which are part of this horizontal bar are coming along with the person. So that is the difference actually here. So when you are working in a particular industry or a particular company or something, so what you have to do is you should be having this T-shaped skill. That is the key thing actually here, which means this will actually help you to perform well in your current job, and also will help you to think about finding a new opportunities, learning a new thing, and then move on. Because when you're stuck actually here, when you're stuck in one place, your vertical will actually go, the depth of experience will go very high, but there should be balance. So in a T letter, if you have a very small horizontal bar and a very long vertical bar, will it look good? No, you don't write that big, but it should be on the balance. So your horizontal bar as well as your vertical bar should be should be on the right proportion, so that you will be very much employable in the market, or you'll be very much relevant in the market. So how do we do it? So sometime back, there are a lot of if you see the industry 2000 time and all, it was pretty mainframe. All the legacy systems were pretty booming. So people who were working on those mainframe applications and COBOL, mainframe are still surviving. So they, because a lot of it are still in the world, a lot of applications, core banking applications especially, they are running on mainframe. But when there is an opportunity, the mainframe applications are are being migrated to newer technologies like in Linux or cloud-based platforms. So what will happen actually here? So when you are having a T-shaped skill, you are going to shed your the horizontal, the vertical bar of mainframe skill set. You are going to learn cloud, which means you are still relevant in the market, which means you are going to move your vertical bar to some other new technology, and which is again making you very much employable actually here. So this is the key thing which we are going to remember. And this T-shaped skill set is applicable to all industries. If you take any sort of engineering stream, so this T-shaped skills are pretty important. You need to start thinking from this angle. What is my core skill set? Where I want to focus on as per the industry standards? That will be a vertical bar. And what are the soft skills, which I think we talked about? What are the soft skills and other skills that we need to develop to be able to support our vertical, our hardcore skill? That is how we want it. And this actually applicable to all steps. So when we what I'll do next actually is I'll just show some skill sets which are applicable to all the people in the industry, and developing these skills will be really helpful in the market to be relevant. So I haven't put an explanation for everything. I'll just give a brief explanation about all these topics. So what are the key skills? So this I put some skills actually here, but these are not the one. So there are quite a few things, because as in Tamil they say the katrathu kallalavu. So there is an opportunity and there is a room for improvement everywhere. So we should be keep learning ourselves, keep learning new things, and then keep us up to date. That is what we have to do. So I'm just going to talk about a few skills, which are again a few things I already talked about Mr. Muthukumar, but still I'm okay to go on one more time. Analytical skills. This is a key skill which is required across the industry. So whatever problem is given to you, you need to be pretty much streamlined in your analysis. You need to go step by step, and then to find out what is the problem, come up with a problem statement, what are the possible solutions, and what will be the future state. So you need to be step by step analysis you have to be doing. So this step, analytical step will be helpful in any sort of industry. If you take a mechanical industry, if you want to design a new machine, you can come up with what is the requirement, and what are the current state, what are the limitations, what is the future state, and it will be helpful to you to come up with all this analysis and come up with a proposal. So that is main thing. So analytical skill is key to come up with all these proposals for your problems. Next is problem solving. So this has been touched upon on most of the previous speakers actually here. Problem solving is pretty important skill anyone should be having. So when you solve the problem, as Mr. Ramesh, Dr. Ramesh rightly said, you solve the problem. So that is what all the entrepreneurs, all the engineers have to do, because engineers are meant for solving the problems. So problem solving skills should be in our DNA. So that is how we should be looking at. So give any problem, you should come up with all the options. What is the problem statement? What are the options? How can you solve this problem? So when you start solving the problem, you are making a progress. Third actually is active listening. This is pretty much an underrated skill set. Anybody will be thinking right. Active listening is a key aspect of solving any problem or solving any issue actually here. So what is active listening? You tend to understand others' view. How you understand others' view? You have to listen to somebody who is giving the problem statement, who's giving this requirement and everything, and also who's making a suggestion. So this is sort of an inclusive. So inclusive actually an environmental create, because when you listen to somebody, that is the first step to solve a problem. Because when the person thinks he or she are heard, the half of the problem is solved actually there. So active listening is a key skill which we have to develop, because most of us tend to intercept in between and try to bring in our own views on what I'm talking about actually is listen to the problem. If somebody is coming in and trying to tell something to you, listen to them, understand what is their concern. So when you're trying to respond halfway through, that might not be solving the problem, that might get a different view from the other person. So active listening is a key skill for anyone in the industry to come up with the right solution. Data analysis. So data analysis actually is a very, very important thing. So a lot of the decisions are made. A lot of, if you see anywhere anywhere right now, if you see, when you take a decision using the data, that will be close to accurate. So if you take a decision without any data, it is going to be difficult. Especially being engineer, you need to know how to use your data, how to effectively use your data. That is the key thing here, because we collect data. Everything is there. If you see the industry, they collect data, but no, now in the last 10-15 years, the data warehousing and data mining has become a key, pretty key, sort of skill set in the market, because every company, they want to make use of data, because in the past there were not many opportunities to store the data, but now everybody is running on data. So this actually, the data analysis will help you to come up with the trends, like sort of prognosis and analysis and all these things, because what will happen? So you'll be able to come up with an trend. So when you have a sales figure for your particular product, you can just see, when you have the data for last 5 years, you can go and check. So in the last 5 years, during this period, this actually sales is actually sales of this product is going high, and during this period, sales of the product is going low. So what we can do, we can actually align our production in a production lineup accordingly. So during this month, we can increase the productivity and production of this particular product, and during this month, we can reduce the product so that we will get the surplus supply which is available in the warehouse will be stopped, so that it will be easily, it will be effectively, you'll be able to maintain your stock very effectively by using this data. This is just an example I'm talking about, on production unit. Same way, if you go to an IT industry or a technology industry here, when they see when there is a lot of people are using transaction methods or application. For example, we'll just take an example of a Paytm. We'll just take a Paytm. So Paytm, if you see during the festival times, people do a lot of transactions. They go on, buy a lot of things, and then pay through Paytm app. So the transactions during the festival time will be going high. So what they have to do to ensure there is no customer impact, we need to ensure our infrastructure is sufficiently built. We need to have the sufficient servers available and the processor available, so that customer transactions will not be impacted. At the same time, we don't need to maintain this infrastructure all throughout the year, because once the festival peak actually is over, our servers, whatever we have built, might not be required. So they'll be sitting idle. So when we have this data for the last 5 years or 6 years, it will be easy for us to understand when do we need to bring up our server capabilities in infrastructure, and when we need to scale down. So all the scale up and scale down of the infrastructure can be done using this data analysis. So data analysis actually is a very key thing as for engineers, and you need to develop the skills in a very well. A lot of tools available in the market, starting with simple Microsoft Excel, and going and a lot of paid tools available to help you to come up with this data analysis. So on a lot of reporting analysis is also coming up, like Flix, the latest one. So these things will get into the data mining and then produce some report as per your need. But how we make use of these reports effectively is something with this. Critical thinking and decision making. So critical thinking and decision making are go hand in hand actually here. So what is critical thinking? So when you come up with, when there is a problem coming to you for a solution, so you need to understand, you also should be aware of the bias you have, and also the limitations what you have, or assumption of what you have. So when you're thinking about this, when you're making a decision, to make the decision more effective, you should consider all your biases, especially when you take a decision, it is advisable not to have any bias. You should be going with a blank mind and then assess only what is pros and cons of this approach and what is feasible and what are the limitations available and what are the assumptions there. So you have to go from that angle and take a decision. So critical thinking and decision making will be going in a hand on hand agree here, so that we take the right decision towards the problem. Creativity is a key skill set for engineers because engineers are always expected to be creative. They come up with the different solutions for a problem, right? Because that is where we are trying to think. Any if you see a lot of jugards, if you see if you have the term jugad, a lot of people come up with jugad ideas. Like it is there will be a problem and they will use some simple solution to fix the problem. Okay, so that is a kind of creativity. But the Jugaad approach will not help everywhere, but the creativity skill will be helping you to come up with various solution options, which can be presented to the customer or whoever is having the stakeholder. We can come up with various options which can be used for assessment and come up with a better solution. Next is curious mindset. Curious mindset is sort of what do you say now? Because you should be very curious about when I say curious, asking questions. Okay, so if there is something coming up, you try to ask, what is it? Why we are doing this? Why do we need to do this? And asking a lot of questions to understand more about certain thing, a certain process, or a certain application, or a certain problem is the curious mindset. Which means the curious mindsets are always thinking from a different angle and coming up with a lot of when you try to understand, ask a lot of questions, you get a lot of inputs, a lot of details to produce your solution. So curious mindset is actually a very good skill set for an engineer. And next actually is industry trend awareness. So when you're trying to develop a solution, when you're trying to come up with a solution for a problem, you should be having a trend analysis. So the data analysis, what I mentioned actually before, will also be going along with this. Industry trend, you should be seeing where the industry is going, which means you should be aware of the industry where you're working on. Take an example. Now we'll take an example of banking. I'll take from my example, right? Because this actually happened 7-8 years before when all these UPI transactions were introduced. So this actually happened in Australia because initially there were no mobile phone, wallet payment available in Australia. This is 10 years before everything available in Australia. So we were trying to do something. So that is when all the smartphones are coming, taking lead, and everything is happening through some smartphones and everything. And we thought, what is next about smartphones? So that is when all this smartwatches started coming up. So what we thought next thing will be all the laptops, all the whatever computers, activities happening through computers are just taken over by the smartphone apps. The next key thing will be smartwatches. So we should start integrating through everything to smartwatches. So we have to provide banking through smartwatches. So what we did actually is, we made this, we enabled our customers to come up, to load their credit cards in the smartwatches through our app. And what they can just go and show their smartwatch on the POS terminal. POS terminal, I think you'll be understanding where you swipe your card for purchase, right? That is a POS terminal, point of sale. So they can just go and show their watch with on a POS terminal, which is NFC enabled. NFC is near field communication. So that is a kind of a thing. That is next step we did in the market, and which actually first time in the market, and which actually got us a lot of customers from other banks. So that is a kind of a thing. We need to be aware of the industry trend, where industry will be moving next, so that we'll be ahead in the race, so that we can provide the right solutions to our customers. Communication is pretty important thing across. So whatever you think, whatever options you have, whatever solutions we have, until you communicate effectively to the stakeholders, to the other person, it is not going to solve the problem. So communication, both verbal and written communication, is key, very important skill set for engineers to communicate our thoughts. So what we think in our mind, and you will know what is it, but unless until you communicate it effectively, that's not going to solve the problem. And next actually is marketing. Marketing is again might not be that way for everyone, but again, when marketing is not about going and selling a product, it is also about selling your ideas. Okay, if there is a group of people, if there is a debate happening across on few solutions, and if you think in either the solution what you put, or if you think a solution somebody else actually has put is the right one, and we need to advocate for that. So you need to have the skill how to sell it to the people actually. So we need to sell out to the other people. So that is the kind of marketing skills. Marketing skills is giving the right information. That is the main thing. So most of the if you see the notion about the marketing skills or marketing people are little bad in the market, but no, what we are talking about actually is transparency here. So we might not be able to. We don't need to give everything to the customers, but we cannot. So we should not hide anything to the customers. Which means when I say hiding, is actually we should be taking informed decisions when you're trying to sell your product. You should be knowing the limitations. You should be knowing the limitations of the solution or product what you're selling, and you need to be pretty much positive about it. You don't need to feel shy about talking something, but marketing is a key thing to sell your ideas. Continuous learning is another great skill for engineers, because industry is always evolving. So if you see the industry 20 years back when I started my career, and now it is totally a different ball game altogether. So until you learn something new every day, it is going to be it's going to be difficult for it to keep you on the market, because you might think what is this? I studied till when I was studying in school, they said no, you get into college, everything will be solved. And when I was studying in college, you get into a job and everything will be solved. No, see, every day in your life you are learning something new, which is going to be really helpful for your life, for your life. Same way, when you want to have a longer career duration, and when you want to have a good career, pretty much interesting career, definitely you need to upgrade yourself. You need to learn something new. Might not every day, at least once in a week. You should be keeping some time aside to understand the new things, new technologies coming up, or what is happening in the market, and all those things. You should spare at least 4 to 5 years in a week at least to read something new. So if it is relevant to your industry, even if this will also be helpful when you are trying to shift your career, because somebody would like to be I was okay, like somebody Mr. Kaporal said, he has been working, he had been working in a company, but later he thought starting his own firm will be really helpful. So again, he learned a lot of things, how to run this company and everything, which was really helpful to him, and which was making him successful in his life. So the continuous learning, as I said, it's every day. Every day, you'll have to, how to deal with people, how to solve a problem, to come up with innovative ideas, to attract your customers. So the continuous learning will be really helpful to you. Time management is very important, because commitment, sticking to the timelines is a key skills in the industry. So it's not this is certainly not applicable to everywhere. So not only upon software projects, it's not applicable everywhere. When you commit something, stick to it. So time management is a key thing which will help you to do it. Next is planning and tracking. So there is a saying, right? A task well planned is half done. That is the planning will be helping you in terms of planning some solution. So when there is a task allocated to you, when there is a task upon your team, if you are doing a proper planning means you have to consider what is the resource available, who are available to do it, what are the limitations of what we have, what are the constraints what we have, what are the bottlenecks in our own, and what is the expected state, and what is expected time and everything. When you're doing this planning appropriately, half of the work is almost done actually there. So planning is is always coming up with the tracking, because planning the work is half done, but tracking the work is the remaining, right? So when you plan it, you have to be very much careful about how the work is tracking against the planning. So that is how tracking will be working here. Next is growth mindset. Growth mindset is sort of it might not be a skill set, I would say, but you should be developing this sort of ability or attitude in your mind. So the growth mindset actually is finding opportunity everywhere. So if there is, for an example, we'll just say in your company they say you cannot use a particular software anymore. You have to move on to a different software. For example, I would say this the server, particular server, so you cannot use it on-prem. You have to move to cloud. So some people have some trouble because on moving to cloud, this will put a lot of risk to the information, security vulnerability, or what will happen to the performance and everything. Instead, that is sort of a fixed mindset, because fixed mindset people, what they think actually is they want to live in the world where there is a comfort zone and they don't want to come out of the comfort zone. So unless until you break the status quo and come out of the comfort zone, it is going to be difficult actually for you to learn something new and also do something new. So the growth mindset is sort of a set state where you see the opportunities in all the changes happening around you and make it the opportunities rather than start just stay there and cribbing about things are not going well. Okay, work ethic and dependability. So work ethic is a pretty I would say it is a very important skill. So when you're transparent, when you're ethics, when you follow the ethics, when you're following the human values, that will that might put you in trouble someplace, but it won't be helping you in the longer run. So stick to your work ethics, transparency, and follow the human values. That will be really helpful. So people might not think you are doing you're a little bit sort of what you say. You say you're pretty lenient and everything, but that should be fine. Never more bother about it. But ethics and dependability, creating dependability, which means if somebody should be thinking, if the work is given to this person, that will be done. That is the kind of a dependability you are showing. That is a credibility you're showing. So when you have that sort of behavior, it is really going to be helpful in this industry. Next is collaboration. Collaboration is something called teamwork. So you need to collaborate. So unless simply collaborate, you don't get the great outcome. So it is, a lot of people tend to know. If you see people working on silos, they might not open up and they might have a lot of great ideas. So when you start collaborating with people, you try to get their views and being more inclusive about about all these things. You are going to get a lot of ideas, and you are going to bring up the team's morale very high, and that is going to result in a good productivity for your team. Strategic thinking is, again, they might say it is a leadership skill, but I would say it is it is required for everyone. So at some level, right? Because junior resource will be having it at a very lower level, and the senior leadership team will be the person will be having it at a very high level, right? But strategic thinking is a very key aspect here, because anything what you do, is it going to be it is again sort of using your data analysis, using your curious mindset and creativity, and also and also interest and everything. This is all combined, and then you have to come up with a strategy. So what will happen here? So if I do this, will this actually be helpful? So are we doing this? Are we if at all somebody is asking you to do a change or not change, build an application on on-prem server? So you need to ask. So what will be the sort of scalability required in the future? Do we need to expand customer base, or do we need to increase this the transaction volume in the server? So in those cases, will it be will it be a right approach to build the servers on-prem or go on cloud for easier flexible scalability and everything? So those sort of strategic, right? We have to think from different angle and a bigger perspective, so that the solution what you're providing will not be limited to only that time, but it will be staying for longer duration in the. Next is stakeholder management. Stakeholder management, again, is sort of a communication part of communication actually bit. So, but how you maintain your stakeholders? Stakeholders are the key partners, key people who are actually who you are dealing with. So they could be your peers, they could be your seniors, they could be your customers, or they could be any your vendor partners. Okay, so how are we managing them? So that is the main thing actually here. How are we managing the stakeholders actually here? It is a key thing actually here, because you need to provide the right amount of communication to them. You need to keep them up to date, and you need to talk to them and understand the concerns, and also provide them in the right level of information, so that they'll be across of what you are doing actually here. Networking is, again, it is really required from our aspect, right? Because it will help you to get the right solution, to understand the right solution. It will help you to build a career, help you to help somebody. It will also help you to get a better outcome for your company. So networking is actually, it is a key aspect across industry. Nowadays with social media, it is again a key skill. So especially on the people who are having a social media, what is it, savvy. So they are actually, making a lot of opportunities. They're making a lot of making use of that, and then coming up with a lot of innovative solutions for the problems. Next is being devil's advocate. So you might sound rude, or it might sound bad for somebody, but being devil's advocate, actually you're asking the right questions. If something is being presented, or something is being somebody is talking about giving a solution or options and everything, you're going to ask questions from what will happen on worst case scenario, what will be the what will be the approach in this particular case. So this might sound a bit rude, but when you explain them properly, and why you're asking this, what is your intention to ask these questions, that might actually bring down the situation well. And that will also make people to think from different angle and different options rather than now. Because when you're, if you see a developer and a programmer, no, sorry, developer and tester, so what they do usually, they get to there is a maker checker concept everywhere, right? Because why we have this maker checker concept, maker will see this particular solution from one angle. They would have thought through it. They wouldn't have, because of the maker, because this person actually is making this particular solution, the person wouldn't have thought about, might not be, would have thought about, but might not be thought about all possible scenarios. That is where the checker will come into picture, where the person will review the solution from a different angle and everything. That is where you have to play a devil's advocate role. Actually, here, ask questions so that you are making the maker to think about all possible solutions. Risk management is again, an aspect which actually, because everything, whatever you do will be associated with risk. So whatever you're doing, will be coming with risk. So anything, but unless until you take a risk, it is very difficult to actually to thrive actually here. So the risk management actually is a key thing. What is risk management? So there will be, you are aware of the impediments, like, I'm going to do this action. This might cause this particular risk. This might result in this particular risk. Okay, so if this risk happens, what is my mitigation plan? So how can I resolve this issue? There could be a workaround, or there could be a permanent solution, or there could be differing just a particular thing, right? Because you should be, that is what will be showing a clear clarity of your thinking process. So when I bring something that that, so this is what you are going to do, and these are the potential implications this solution might actually make. And if this risk or implications occurs, and I have this plan B. So this is my plan B to overcome this. So that is a kind of a thing we are going to make it here. That is a risk management plan, and it is a key aspect to with any of the solutions actually here. And empathetic leadership. There have been, all these days they have been talking about leadership, but now we are talking about empathetic leadership actually here, because empathetically, showing empathy, empathy on people is the key thing actually here. Because if you see the industries for 30, 40 years back, you threaten people and get the work done. But if you see the industry gradually, transformed or developed into a state where we have to be empathetic about our people. So we need to ensure people are the key, keys actually here. So we need to be mindful about the fact when you take care of your people, they can take care of the work. So that is a kind of leadership and we will do. It is not only when you are a manager or a team lead. It is also with your colleagues. Even if you're a junior resource, you can be empathetic with your colleague. So that is going to change a lot of a lot of things in the team. So next one actually, it is might not be for computer science or IT people, but I'm talking about other industries here. So tech savvy. So whatever you do nowadays, all the paperwork, everything is gone out. So you need to be, pretty much understanding of the technology industry. So what technology is available, for your particular, industry, like, as Mr. Morale mentioned, AutoCAD and all the applications are available to make your job easy. So being a tech savvy and keeping yourself up to date with the technology, industry, or all the technologies available to for your particular industry will be really helpful and will make solutions very effective and will also make your job very easy. And programming, you don't need to be unless until you are a IT industry person, you don't need to know a full-fledged hardcore programming. But any place, when we go now, automation or AI is coming, playing a role. So even if you can do, if you take an example of this Arduino microprocessor, they're actually available in the market. You can still go and do the coding, small coding, all this microcontroller coding you can buy yourself, which will help you to do some automations for your home and everything. So when you do this kind of small automations, that will be really helpful, for your industry, for your for the work what you're doing. So knowing a bit of coding is not very critical actually here. Knowing a bit of coding is really going to be really helpful to you, so that now you will be able to add values, or do something better for your current job. Okay, so these are the key skills which I just talked about. But I just want to mention that these things will be really helpful. But when you do this in a continuous learning process, you will find a lot of other things which will be really helpful to be effective in your jobs, and also when you are trying to be effective in a job, that will also be very effective in your finding your next job. So definitely, developing the skills and doing continuous learning will be a real positive thing actually for you to be employable in the market. Okay. So that's all I have. I'm happy to answer any questions. So thank you very much for the opportunity and for the time.
So for a marvelous and knowledgeable session. It's time for question and answer session, and we ask that our eminent speakers to discuss the queries of the students.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph Charles. Thank you, Gopal Kia Principal. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Dr. Babu.
Sir. Hello. Audible, sir?
Yeah. We'll thank all our alumni. Probably thank you all for almost 2 hours, in fact, exactly from 6:10. Now it is 8:16. So really, it's a great listening to all the 4 different talk. In fact, it's about different skills. Thank you very much, and I'll be in touch with you from probably. Thank you, and Dr. Babu, you can probably you can proceed with the formal vote of thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Support with gratitude. Start.
Thank you, Mercy. Good evening, everyone. It is give me immense pleasure to propose a vote of thanks on this August gathering. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to several individuals who have made this event possible. Firstly, I used to acknowledge our founder, the late Lion Dr. K.S.Rangasamy NGF, as well as Chairman Sri R.S. Srinivasan, Vice Chairman Mr. K.S. Sachin, for their immense support. Next, my heartfelt thanks goes out to our beloved principal, Dr. R. Gopalakrishnan of K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology, for his unwavering motivation and guidance for push us forward. Thank you, sir. A special thanks goes to our distinguished person of today's sessions, Mr. Kumaravel Muthusamy, proprietor, RM Architects, Coimbatore, Mrs. S. Joseph Charles, product area lead, AI Digit Operations and Technology, Bangalore, Mr. Ramesh Venkatesan, CEO, Cashinet Technology Private Limited, Bangalore, and Mr. Muthukumar, VP, Data and Analytics Practice Leader, Cognizant, Coimbatore. Thank you, sir. Your esteemed presence and insightful remarks truly inspire us. Next, I extend my thanks to Mr. Sellu Kumar, Alumni President, for supporting us in all our possible ways. Thank you, sir. I also express my deep appreciation to all parents. Your valuable presence enriched our event, and for that we are sincerely thankful. Next, I sincerely thank is extended to all heads, deans, directors, faculties, MOC team, and student coordinator for the necessary support throughout this journey. Lastly, I extend my appreciation to all students for their passion, engagement, and their active participation. Your involvement has been instrumental. In closing, I express my gratitude once again to everyone who has contributed to the success of this event. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Sir, the session is officially closed. This is Kritika signing off from the desk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you,
Good night.
Charles.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Good night. Have a safe,
night.
good
Thank you,
weekend,
sir.
good Sunday.
Bye.